Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Hello, and welcome to this final boss fight quiz night. My name is John, and I am joined by Ben, the quest giver.
Greetings and salutations and other greetings of sorts. Hello and welcome.
By the rogue trader enthusiast.
Howdy, howdy.
And by the angel mama.
Hello.
And we are here to do a quiz. It's in the title of the thing. It's a quiz night. We're going to do a quiz. It's evening at the moment, but it will probably be night by the time we finish. And quiz evening doesn't really have the same ring to it. The way this works is I have 4 rounds of 10 questions. These fine people are going to answer those 10... And Ben is also here. These people are going to answer those 10 questions by writing down their answers on a piece of paper. This time, it may be slightly longer than others with some of the questions I have. Some long answers, potentially. I got a few bits of trivia for this first round, at the very least.
Please write Shakespeare's very first soliloquy.
Yes. Once I have asked the 10 questions and the people have a idea of what their answers might be, we will go through and judge which ones have managed to strike the correct answer and those that have missed the mark a little bit. Please,
no.
as Rogue is saying, do not give the answers in the chat until after we have marked them. It spoils the whole fun. You can play along at home by all means and write down your own answers and see how well you do, but don't share your answers until we have marked them correctly in the chat.
Don't mark them. Don't put them in the chat. Direct them directly to me.
Do not whisper to these people. Do not whisper to these people. Do not whisper to these people. Just...
We're on Discord. You can send it there.
Do not message them. Do not send them carrier pigeons. Do not text them. Do not show up from a side room that you happen to be in and whisper in their ears. Do not send smoke signals or semaphore or Morse code or telegraphs.
He's ruining all the fun.
That's quite thorough, actually. I'm kind of impressed.
Telepathic communication.
Nope.
If you have... Oh...
He was covering all his bases because he knew one of us twats would say something.
I was watching Ben try and list out any that I missed.
I just said a thing.
Do not hire a billboard opposite Ben's flat and post the answers there.
Lasers! Use lasers!
Blink in binary for us. Okay? If you just blink in binary, eyes closed for 0, open for 1. And then, send us the video.
Anyway.
Write in binary. Write your answers in binary in the chat, and John will never know. Neither will we, because we can't read binary. But, you know.
Anyway.
Some of us can.
Let us start with round 1, which is titled Easter Eggs in Games and Movies, and I think I hit the mark for this one. There may be a few that you could argue are just references, but also, damn, this round was hard to come up with questions for. So I'm taking it.
Why were you hitting Mark?
I just don't like the guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did he ever do to you?
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Sorry,
Mark's the researcher, and it's the only way you get him to stay motivated.
Sorry, Mark.
Gotta keep his interests up.
God, we now need just any new member who's called Mark. Any new member, just for the sake of that one. Really hurts.
In my head, it's just it's the guy from The Room. Is that Mark?
I did not hit him. I did not hit him.
I don't know. We just need to get
hi,
Markiplier to just We just need Markiplier to just make that one little video. You know where you can ask VIPs to make little videos. The whole thing of please stop hitting me. No.
It's either Markiplier or Mark Hamill or Mark. Is it Mark?
Mark Hamill would be hilarious, to be fair.
Mark Knopfler?
Yeah, Mark Shepherd, the actor.
Ooh.
You may not know him by name, but you'll have
Mark
seen
Shepherd's
his face.
Badger?
Yeah. Like, if you've seen sci-fi from, like, the early 2000s onwards, you've probably seen him in something. Yes, Angel. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. That film is so dreadful. I don't know if anybody's watched it, but don't. Or,
I feel like this bit has reached a crossroads.
Or do watch it, but also go into it knowing it's a bad film, which I think most everybody does these days.
Films like that, they're bad films, you know? And, I mean, some of my favorite films are what you would call B-movies.
Yeah,
Jen.
But there are bad films that are good to watch, and this is not one of them.
Ah, okay.
This is just a bad film that is bad.
There are two films I would love to watch with all of you on a stream. One of them is Bitch Slap, which has the best film description I've ever been given. It is Ride of the Valkyries with tits, which is entirely misleading and inaccurate, but it's fucking fantastic. And the other one is Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
I know that.
I mean, on that particular topic, there is one, if I could find a copy of it, I would love to work out a way to watch it.
And I'd love to see all your reactions to the film which I was in.
I would love to show you guys the film Manos, the Hands of Fate.
Oh, yeah?
Which is widely believed to be one of, if not the worst film ever. It is a film that was made by a manure salesman as a bet to say that he couldn't make a film for $5,000.
Right.
He should have lost the bet because he did not make a film. He largely just gave us the filmic equivalent of the manure that he was normally selling. He made a film with a camera that could run for approximately 2 minutes before it needed to be stopped and rewound because it was that level of camera technology that they had. So every single shot lasts for a maximum of 2 minutes. And even if the scene hasn't finished yet, or it's not a good place for a cut, the action cuts anyway. They couldn't record audio on the set, so all of the audio was recorded later with different actors, 2 guys and a woman dub every character. The main actress that was meant to play the leading lady role broke her leg before filming started, and rather than not have her in the film, they added an inexplicable character who was just caught by the police for making out with her boyfriend down the road from the action, and had her in that role of person nearby during the event.
I'm sorry, I'm just loving this description because this sounds less like a film and sounds more like just a chaotic TikTok playlist.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It kind of is. Except you've, like, redubbed all the TikToks to have one supposedly fluid storyline.
Honestly, that sounds like a fun pub game.
The only way that I've seen this film was in an MST3K or Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode. the only person who I know who has an unedited, like an original copy of it without the Mystery Science Theater 3000 surround to it, is Quentin Tarantino, who inexplicably loves the film.
Oh,
Which says a lot about Quentin Tarantino's film enjoyment levels. But that is besides the point and a massive tangent, so let's get back to the quiz night at hand.
Damn it, I thought we were all going to end on even points.
Hey, we're not even on the scoreboard yet.
Before we get to questions, Ben, what is your team name for tonight?
I'm the Quest Bunny.
Quest Bunny.
I am the Quest Bunny.
Rogue.
Only fools and answers.
No money back, no guarantee.
And Angel Mama.
just call me Medusa.
Oh, no wonder you haven't got the camera on. It all turned to stone.
Okay, and to round one. Common or Easter eggs in video games and movies. For 6 months, an Easter egg lay hidden in Batman Arkham Asylum until the developers had to reveal it themselves. What was that Easter egg? For 6 months after the game was released, an Easter egg lay hidden in Batman Arkham Asylum. Can you describe what that Easter egg is?
This is where I admit that I actually never played any of the Batman Arkham games.
Okay, Law, that's not how this question works, and don't share your answers.
Oh, I put that down and all.
The Batman Arkham games are really good, by the way. They are really good games. Yeah. I want to see more games that have that fighting mechanic, because that fighting mechanic was in that, and it was in some of the Assassin's Creed games that came out around the time. And it was a really good cinematic fighting mechanic.
Oh, what, the one where sort of like you'd get a flash to parry and stuff like that? I mean, there's some good ones that do something similar. What's the one that I played recently? Quick to my Steam history.
I mean, Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor did very similar fighting mechanic, actually.
It's not as visibly obvious, but you do get something similar to that in Jedi Survivor.
This is true.
What else? You definitely don't get that in Slime Rancher 2.
I don't imagine it would come up. Is everybody ready for the second question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Pixar are infamous for hiding Easter eggs in their films, often adding references to their upcoming films in the previous film. But which unlikely horror film is referenced in Toy Story?
Ooh.
Pixar are infamous for adding Easter eggs in their films, often adding references to their upcoming films in the previous films. And I guess also the Pizza Planet truck appearing in most, if not all, of their films. But which unlikely horror film is referenced in Toy Story?
Oh, that is a good one, actually.
It's an old Toy Story is an old film. So it's one of those proper classic ones.
I know it now.
Damn it! I didn't. I just guessed.
I mean, I must say, I was going back for a second there, just trying to think of was it a scene referencing it, and then I realized, oh no, I know exactly the Easter egg.
Oh, good.
Which, yeah.
Good.
I wonder if it's the one that comes to mind for me.
We shall see. And you'll possibly have worked out at this point that I wrote this round one film and one games question at, and that is a theme going forward for the round. As my third question is, which game featured the first Easter egg, and why?
Oh,
that's not fair.
I will give you a point if you can tell me what the game was, and I will give you a bonus point if you can tell me why it featured the first Easter egg.
Worst part is, I know why the Easter egg's there.
I'll give you a point for either answer.
What the actual title was, yeah.
What game featured the first Easter egg, or at least is widely credited as featuring the first Easter egg, and why does it contain said egg? I feel like a little late to the round to say this, but I'm assuming everybody here understands what the Easter egg term refers to, yes?
To be fair, for the sake of the audience, just in case that one person doesn't know, it might be worth making a point on it so that...
You raise a fair point. An Easter egg, for anyone playing along at home, or watching this back on YouTube,
or playing the game and there's no clue,
or Angel Mama. An Easter egg is a hidden reference within a piece of media that isn't obvious unless you know what you're looking for. It might be something that is hidden in a special place in a game that you wouldn't necessarily go to. It might be a background detail in a film or TV show that isn't vital to the plot line, but if you are a fan of a thing, you will be able to go, oh, I get that.
Or that was clever. Yeah.
And they are called Easter eggs because you typically have to hunt them out.
I will say my favourite part is the amount of Easter eggs out there which are accidental Easter eggs as well. Not intentionally put in, but people have found them anyway and have now become Easter eggs.
Classic, yeah.
Which always makes things interesting.
My ex used to play a lot of video games and he was always talking about the Easter eggs that he found or whatever, but I never really, he was always excited. To me, I was just like, get off the damn computer, So.
Okay.
So, question 4. Which Star Wars reference appeared in every single MCU Phase 2 film? Which Star Wars reference appeared in every single MCU Phase 2 film?
What do you mean by Phase 2, darling?
So my next sentence is going to be, in case you're wondering, Phase 2 is every film that took place after the first Avengers film until Avengers Age of Ultron.
Thank you.
So MCU Phase 2 is every film after Avengers, up to and including Avengers Age of Ultron.
Can you list those films for us, John?
I can. That would be in no particular order, because I wrote them down out of order in my answer, because I'm smart. Thor Dark World, Iron Man 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and Avengers Age of Ultron.
think I'm right. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I am getting no
that's an
points this
interesting one,
round.
then. It comes from Rocky Horror Picture Show, doesn't it?
It is
They had an
apparently
Easter egg
derived
hunt.
from that.
Yeah, I believe so. Well,
In
at least
the-
it's one of the earliest one Forsaken film, at any rate.
In that I have
But
just
I think it's where
Googled that thing.
the title of it, anyway, came from. I have no idea when the first game one came about, but for the sake of the reference and
definitely
the
after.
actual... Oh, yeah, I mean more the actual title of the Easter egg hunt. And let's put it this way, that one makes sense, to say the very least. But a very interesting point indeed, yes. I'm going to have to watch through Rocky Horror Show now just to try and find the Easter eggs in the background.
Apparently, check beneath Frank N. Furter's throne for a glimpse of one of the eggs.
Ooh.
Oh my.
But yeah, apparently that they just said, heck, why not have an Easter egg hunt on set? Whoops, we're doing a film.
It just reminds me of that Game of Thrones where the Starbucks cup happened to be in shot still. Just a whole image of, yeah, let's have lunch on set. What can possibly go wrong? Oh no, quick, tidy up.
Question 5. According to the secret 4th ending of Silent Hill 2, who or what was in control of Silent Hill all along? According to the secret 4th ending to Silent Hill 2, who or what was in control of Silent Hill all along?
I'm gonna like this challenge, it's working for me. I'm really like this challenge, it's working for me.
Back in 2 seconds, I've got to pop my door. It's so windy and my door doesn't have a catch. And all I hear is dunk, dunk, dunk.
Yeah, I end up closing all windows and all I've got now is I just great blast against the bay doors I've got over here.
I won't lie. It's probably good that you couldn't have heard Ben because I'm just frozen with what? What were you just singing? Just dumbfounded. Just what?
You'll never know. No one will clip this. It will not happen. No one will ever know.
Law, can you clip that?
Don't clip it, Law. Nobody can ever know. It's our only... You have to go through it yourself, then. Like... I would love to find out that John's actually hidden and he's right behind him somewhere.
Law, Andalf, Angel...
It will never happen. No one will ever know.
I think...
Andalf, please. Andalf, help us. You're our only hope.
You're gonna work
as I can,
out for me.
as I can hear that Angel Mama has returned.
Yes, I'm back.
It
Sorry
is
about that.
time for question 6. With a different title from real life, what DVD appears for sale in a supermarket in Hot Fuzz?
Ooh.
With a different title from real life, what DVD appears for sale in the supermarket in Hot Fuzz?
Oh my god, it's been so long, peoples.
The DVD actually appears twice in the film, but it's displayed most clearly in the supermarket.
Oh god. Do we need the title in the film or the title of what the film?
The title of the film in real life. I say in real life. In the UK in real life.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Isaac got it.
Question 7. The Konami code was popularized by its use in Contra for the NES. How many lives did it grant each player?
Oh, that is something which I don't know in Contra. You know, for a second I thought you were going to ask for the actual code. I was about to start another dance again.
The Konami code was popularized by its use in Contra on the NES. How many lives did it grant the players? I'm also concerned as to who Law says is the pacifist. Is Ben the pacifist or is Andalf the pacifist?
I presume Andalf. I was the one who was asking Andalf to commit digital violence on Ben.
Reclipping, yeah, but it's not.
But there's so many clippable moments. There's Ben's song. There's Ben just doing that.
Oh, he's not a pacifist. He's just passive.
Next time we have someone who can clip, I want to see Ben doing the robot. I want to see that. I want to see that clip. I want to see that clip, people.
And Alf says, I'm not a pacifist. Just lazy.
It's just the best. I've got to say, that deserves to be on a t-shirt. That is a t-shirt line if ever I've read one.
Question 8. How is the coffee shop manager from the robbery scene at the end of Pulp Fiction credited?
Oh.
How is the coffee shop manager from the robbery scene at the end of Pulp Fiction credited? Spoilers for Pulp Fiction, by the way, if you've not seen it. It ends with a robbery in a coffee shop.
It's a Tarantino film, so I have only one answer I am allowed to give.
Don't worry, Law, we have other rounds.
Yeah.
Lord, trust me, I've got no points this round.
You can be crap with those as well, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is about learning. If you don't know the answers, you find out as we go along, and you take something away from tonight. Sometimes the satisfaction of winning, other times the satisfaction of having learnt new things.
Indeed. It's entirely copyright-free,
and always the satisfaction of staying up before your bed, staying up past your bedtime.
Staying up before your bedtime is not that great of a thing. That just normally happens. But
are we still talking about quiz rounds, or are we talking about robbery now?
I sleep before my bedtime. I sleep after my bedtime. I sleep at my bedtime. I'm seeing a theme here.
You like to stay awake.
I can't quite pick it out.
Well, you've got to be good at robbery if you're doing that, because otherwise you get arrested.
Question 9.
Oh, that was just sad.
I didn't even mean to do that one on purpose.
Question 9. What was the origin of the Konami code?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you just give that answer?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It was popularized by its use in Contra, and it was around before that. Which gives me the feeling you won't get this one.
Probably not.
But, as previously mentioned, you will learn.
You will learn.
You have no choice in this matter.
This round does seem delightfully niche.
It was very difficult to find questions for this one.
Then let's not pick it again.
Well, I hope
next time on the quiz.
Question.
Next time, quiz round 1, the alphabet. What comes after D?
Nuts.
All of the rest?
It always comes D's nuts, right?
Okay.
Question 10. Lots of directors have Easter eggs or references they like to include in their films, personal to them. Almost all of Sam Raimi's films have a connection. What is that connection?
Can you tell me the Sam Raimi film so I know who we're talking about?
He directed the original Evil Dead. He is a producer on the current Evil Dead. He also produced the first three Spider-Man films. Recently he did Doc Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There is one thing that connects all of those films, not just that they were directed by Sam Raimi.
My answer.
Is it okay if we give a description of the connection rather than
I don't need the
title?
exact answer.
Thank goodness.
I will accept close enough. Which is the advantage of me being a human and not a computer.
But friend computer loves you all.
That is right. We are not computer. We are human. It's like you.
Okay, I was referencing Paranoia. I don't know what.
I was thinking that was Max.
Somebody changed the batteries. Ben's died.
Got an electrical storm he can use.
Yay! Plug the cable in.
Please use the right hole this time.
What was that thing? It was sort of like a lava lamp that you would like shake to like recharge it. I just got an image of someone like picking up Ben and just shaking him vigorously.
I'm just thinking Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, we'll just shake Ben like.
Never started this joke.
You know what?
They're coming for me
literally got a visual of those bloody lights that you snap so the chemicals mix and then you.
Okay, 1 minute. How long will it take me to drive down to Ben's house? About 4 hours. I'll crack his back. He'll be back and working.
Oh God! I swear, he sounds like Max.
Are you guys ready for some answers?
Do John first.
Oh, I would, but it's inappropriate to have a relationship with the boss.
Wait, you want to come down there for what?
Anyway, John, you were saying.
Are you guys ready for some answers now?
Okay.
Oh dear.
Ben.
Yeah.
For 6 months, an Easter egg lay hidden in Batman Arkham Asylum until the developers themselves had to reveal it. Do you know that Easter egg?
Yes, hidden behind a wall in the main office is the Arkham City teaser.
Yes. Yes, in the Warden's office is a hidden wall which held a secret room with plans for a city-wide expansion to Arkham Asylum that teased the second game in the series before it had even been announced. Yeah, point for Ben.
I feel like this round, there's got to be people who have funny alternative answers. I only say this because I quite like my alternative answer, and I want to say it.
Go ahead.
It's 100% wrong, but I really wanted it to be a picture from like the Mark Hamill voices everyone in the episode of Batman, where Mark Hamill is kidnapped by Sandman and the Joker and
It's Mark Hamill is kidnapped by the Joker and the Trickster, and is rescued by Swamp Thing because he does the voice. Well, he does the voice for Mark Hamill because he's Mark Hamill, but he does the voices of the other three characters in that skit as well. And he uses his voice acting skills to confuse the Joker and the Trickster by making them think the other one has said a thing.
Oh god.
Rogue.
I know this one.
Angel Mama.
It's the only one I know.
Angel Mama. Pixar is famous for hiding Easter eggs in their films, often adding references to their upcoming films in the previous film. But which unlikely horror film is referenced in Toy Story?
The Shining.
Correct.
It's the carpet in the hallway upstairs in the bad guy's house is the same as the hallway where the crazy twin girls are in the hotel.
Yes. Sid's carpet is the same as the Overlook Hotel, which is the setting for The Shining.
I honestly was trying to think of where on earth the terrifying baby with metal leg, like baby doll head comes from. I thought that's the reference.
Thinking on that side of things, I was thinking about the soldier, like that a Dead by Dawn sort of comment to this and no.
Did you see the other reference though in those toys that Sid destroyed?
What the hooker?
And it was a body with long legs.
Yeah.
And a fishing rod.
Yeah, the hooker.
And a hook. Hooker.
Yeah.
Rogue. Which
Yes?
game featured the first Easter egg? And why?
I'm almost certainly wrong, but the only one I could think of was Monkey Island, making reference to other LucasArts games.
Angel Mama.
No idea, I'm afraid.
Ben.
Right. I could not remember what the title of the game is, but it is also referenced in Ready Player One.
It is.
I put down as a guess for the actual title was Castle Quest, because I'm sure it's Quest something. I couldn't remember what quest.
Quest.
But the other side of things is that the reason why they hid it in there was because they were not allowed to gain credit for their thing. They weren't allowed to put their name to it in any sense. So what they did is they created a series of things you had to do in order to get to a secret room so playtesters wouldn't find it straight away. So it could potentially go out onto shelves and have your name actually in it. And you had to literally go off, find a key, go back all the way through the level, so which you would not do in any other sense, and unlock the first Easter egg.
Yes. So the game was not Quest, I'm afraid. It was Adventure for the Atari.
Damn.
And it was put in there by developer Warren Robinett, who was annoyed that they couldn't put their names on games, and so hid it in a secret room.
Fair do.
Ben, again. Which Star Wars reference appeared in every single MCU Phase 2 film?
In reference to Luke losing his hand, they have injured or lost the left hand in every movie.
That is correct. Every single Phase 2 film references Empire Strikes Back with the loss of a hand. In Thor the Dark World, Loki creates an illusion of Thor that loses his arm. In Iron Man 3, Tony cuts off Adrian Killick's arm in the final showdown. Bucky lost an arm in the process to become the Winter Soldier. Gamora slices off one of Groot's arms in the Guardians of the Galaxy film. Yellow Jacket lost an arm while being shrunk to subatomic size. The arm just shrinks first. And Ultron accidentally pulls the arm off of Claw, or Andy Serkis's character, after being compared to Stark. He rips the arm off and there's, I'm very sorry about that.
It only works because it's James Spader.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't go, I'm very sorry about that. Hands arm back.
Just sorry. Here, does it glue back on? I can weld it on
got
for
a
you.
Stapler.
I mean, I know that you don't have Angel Mama, do you have any further answers to questions, or shall I just?
I've guesses.
Okay. Do you have a quest? Do you have a guess for who is in charge of Silent Hill in the 4th secret ending?
I have 2 guesses for that one.
Well,
it was either the daughter the whole time or the father the whole time. But those are my guesses. Don't tell me I'm wrong. But there you go. Because I thought, well, that would be kind of cool. But there you go.
Rogue.
My understanding is that it was the player character's subconscious the entire time. Or his misogyny.
I mean,
I've not played it.
That is accurate to the actual game, but the secret fourth ending reveals that Ben...
It was a dog. It was a Dooge dog as well.
in the secret fourth ending, you find out that a Shiba Inu dog has actually been controlling Silent Hill the entire time. In the secret ending, James Sunderland breaks into a control room and finds a small puppy is controlling his fate the whole time using a large control panel that he can barely stand at which point he breaks down, and the end credits play with a dog imposed over the credits and a different theme tune that has jaunty dog barking over it.
Yep. Yes, this is real. It is 100% real.
That is actually an ending to Silent Hill 2 that you can go and get.
Follow through a few steps to get there, but it is absolutely there.
Honestly, I thought when you were describing how it ends, I was just expecting the dog to turn around, just full like the first monster that Matt Smith's doctor dealt with, the one that pretended to be Olivia Colman, with terrifying dagger teeth, but like a Shiba Inu with that, just
over
the camera.
If the Doge dog was about, I bet you that would have been filled with all this. Oh wow! Total surprise ending.
Much scary. Uwu.
I will point out the dog is perfectly normal throughout the entire ending. It is a normal
does wear a
dog.
headset.
It is wearing a headset.
With microphones set to speak.
Reasonably normal. Ben.
Yes.
With a different title from its real-life appearance, which DVD appears for sale in the supermarket in Hot Fuzz?
Shaun of the Dead, though I can't remember what its alternate title is.
That is correct. The film is on sale as Zombies Party.
Oh, nice.
But
and Simon Pegg probably throws it down, calling it crap or something.
I don't remember.
It is his idea.
It is thrown down into a bargain basement bin, and a price sticker is stuck over Simon Pegg's face on the DVD so that you can't see he is in it, but it is clearly Shaun of the Dead.
That's fantastic.
It also appears in the stack of DVDs that the two main characters watch through later in the film, or earlier in the film. I can't remember which order it is.
It's later in the film because he's calming down a little bit and getting more settled.
The Zombies Party name is actually the name the film uses in foreign countries where the Shaun of the Dead joke doesn't work.
But speaking of zombie parties, there is a fantastic another awful film that I would want to watch with people in this chat on stream at some point, called Ibiza Zombies.
I mean, it's got to be better than it's got to be better than Kentucky Fried Zombies.
Well,
which
it's
is
a zombie outbreak. Watched. It is a zombie outbreak in Ibiza. It's very
summer break. Spring break.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Kentucky Fried Zombies, or its other name, which is Diner brackets get it question mark close brackets. Boo. Yes, the get it, like did you get our joke, is actually a part of the name of the film. That was part of a short-lived attempt that we made at one point to make a podcast called the Final Boss Fight Special Feature, where we would release a podcast the length of a film, where we watched a film and spoke over it, and you could like sync up your watching of the film with our podcast so that you got our jokes at the same time, in much the same way that Riff Tracks works.
Don't do something with YouTubers who watch movies but they watch them for the first time ever. Like, it's the first time they've ever seen a particular movie, and then they comment on it. And there's like a couple that she watches. There's a married couple. There's one where it's 4. They look like students, or maybe just older than students, you know, as in degree students, not high school students. And they literally sit together and watch a movie none of them have seen before, and then comment on it, and either, you know, laugh or go, oh my God, or, you know, whatever. And it's kind of fun when you see their reactions, especially if it's a movie you've watched and you've really enjoyed, because it's like, they better bloody like it.
Well, the idea was we were going to watch terrible films. And we did, and then we never did anything with it. And it's been too long for us to still have any of that stuff, so we'd have to do it all again, and also still work out a very convoluted, much more convoluted way these days to be able to get everybody's audio and have everybody see the same film. But anyway, one thing that I need to say at this point is apparently my alerts aren't working for gifted subs, but Milady Law has gifted a tier 1 sub to Andolf Unterkind for the 2nd month in a row. Law is paying so that Andolf does not get to see adverts on our stream.
Very nice.
Which is nice for them and nice for us, because we, you know, get some money out of that. Which is nice. Thank you very much. And welcome back to the FBF Nights, Andolf Unterkind. And if you're not in our Discord, you should get in our Discord, because you get a purple name. And I mean other things as well, but
I don't know, purple names are pretty good incentive in my opinion.
Purple names are nice. He is in the Discord. Excellent.
Purple is my favourite colour.
This colour of... Yes!
Angel Mama.
Yes.
The Konami code was popularized for its use in...
Why are you asking me this?
Fair enough. Rogue. How many lives
Why the hell are you asking me this? No, I do actually have an answer. 99 lives?
Ben.
Damn it.
I said the same thing.
Don't know why, but it gave you 30.
Huh.
I also don't actually know, and should have investigated, if it gave you 30 more or set your lives to 30. But it was the 30 life cheat code. And, I mean, does what it says on the tin, I guess.
Pretty much.
Ben.
Yeah.
How is the coffee shop manager from the robbery scene at the end of Pulp Fiction credited?
I wasn't sure, so I figured it might have been a reference to the Reservoir Dogs, so I placed him down as Mr. Coffee, because coffee's a colour.
Rogue.
I couldn't remember who the coffee shop manager is, so I'm assuming it was Quentin Tarantino, and thus the director.
Angel Mama.
I followed the thinking of Ben, but I went with Mr. Dark Coffee.
I am afraid to say that none of you have it right. The coffee shop manager had but one line in the film, which is cut off mid-flow. His line is, "I'm not a hero, I'm just a coffee shop." And so, in the end credits, he is credited as Coffee Shop.
Coffee shop.
Damn, we were so close.
Well, I don't know why, but when you described this, Mr. Dark Roast, in my head, all I heard was somebody going, "Daddy Dark Roaster woo." And I just had to poison. I just had to poison the rest of your brains with that. So enjoy it.
Ben.
You're just weird.
Ben.
Yeah.
Do you want to hazard a guess as to the origins of the Konami code?
I'm guessing it was from Super Mario Brothers, and I can't remember which one. I'm gonna say The 6 golden coins.
Rogue.
Dance Revolution?
Angel Mama?
I got a big no for that.
It was Gradius,
Oh.
which was an old school shmup. The developer found the game that he was developing too hard to play. This didn't stop him from developing it. He just put in a cheat code that unlocked every power-up for him. He then forgot to take the code out of the game before they launched it.
I remember that story. I just don't remember what
And
game.
thus, cheat codes were born.
And thus,
Pretty much.
the Konami code was born.
Because the sort of thing was just a developer code, so you could test, run different... The whole point is that you could jump in at any level, at any point with everything, and test to see whether X, Y, or Z would happen, fail, or... Basically, it was literally a test. It was a programmer's test program. But he forgot to take the key out. So it was just open for everyone.
If anyone listening had... I looked this up. I was trying to work out if there was a way to ask you, like, where is it used and like, how many appearances does it have? It has too many. It's in lots of... Look, for anyone at home who doesn't know what the Konami code is, it is a cheat code: up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, sometimes start or select. I mean, it can be used in the Opera browser, the internet browser. It can be used on Netflix to restart the Netflix program on some devices.
You can also use it to look like you sort of know how to dance. Up, up, down, down, left, right.
My favourite one when it comes down to is also referenced in so many films. The easiest one to point is Wreck-It Ralph, where it is the secret code to get into the super secret game code.
Yeah.
Which literally does what the game the code would do. It became a programmer's code, so it literally opened the game to do whatever the hell it did. Which I loved.
You know, I didn't know what that was called, but I know now that John explained it, that yes, I have seen my son and ex-husband used it in a plethora of games throughout the years, but I didn't know that's what its official name was. I just thought it was like one of those Easter egg things, like, you know, one of those. I don't understand gaming the way you guys do. Come on, I'm old school. I was born before the internet, people. I'm old. Give me a break.
I will say there's also, and I can't remember what song it is, and I would love for anyone to be able to find out what it is. But there is a song out there which, not in the words, but actually used the Konami code in writing the music in order to create a unique sound. And I can't remember what on earth song it was, but there was a song which used that, the whole up, down, left, right. They converted it, and it became a part of their song. So they had the Konami code in a song.
That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
I will also point out...
What it was called, though.
That if any of you have a Google Assistant app or Google Assistant device, an Amazon Alexa, or access to Siri, explaining to or asking each of those devices up, down, left, right, BA, start, will get a response. Siri will give you either cheater, nerd, or I'm getting dizzy.
Nice.
If you say that to the Alexa, she will either say, ding, 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 good job, you've secured all the power-ups. Sorry, so close, no power-ups for you. Or, Super Alexa mode activated, starting reactors, online. Enabling advanced systems, online. Raising dongers. Error. Donger's missing, aborting. Or the Google Assistant will say, cheat mode enabled, you destroyed the vile Red Falcon and saved the universe, consider yourself a hero. Or just an achievable sound. So yes, the Konami code, it is available in a lot of places. And finally, question 10, Rogue. What is Sam Raimi's Easter egg?
I do believe it's the guy who plays Ash from The Evil Dead. Because he is in every single Spider-Man movie. He is also in Doctor Strange because he's the hot dog seller. And originally, I'm guessing. Well, he was also in The Evil Dead, but the intention was that if he got to have a fourth or a fifth Spider-Man movie, he was eventually going to become a villain.
You are. I will give you a point for that.
I got the wrong Easter egg.
You got the wrong Easter egg. Ben.
I must say, I was thinking the same thing along the same lines. I think is hidden the Necronomicon. It's literally a prop which he hides around all over the place because he loves to do that. And I can't remember whether it is every movie, but I'm sure it's in a lot of them.
It is not the Necronomicon.
Damn.
But he does love to hide a prop around. The actual answer I was looking for, because it appears in more films than Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell being...
Wait, but there's Angel Mama. Angel Mama has not been asked.
Yeah.
Angel Mama has no freaking clue. He knew that already.
I just wanted to give you a chance to shine.
I know, darling. Actually, what I came up with is his way of filming, that he used long, continuous shots. Rather than a physical Easter egg, it was a filming Easter egg. It was like a style of filming.
When it comes down to it, there is a suggestion with a couple of the way that he does like to film. And it's just... they're usually placed down as references, but technically I suppose it could be placed down as an Easter egg. The Evil Dead.
Usually you cut out a little bit there. It is not that.
Okay.
What I will say...
Thank you, Colin.
Hey, Clappy, how you doing? How are you feeling in the UK time zone? Are you in Scotland now? No, this weekend you're in London, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
teleporter.
Bruce Campbell is the man you are thinking of, Rogue.
Yes.
Who is Ash from The Evil Dead, and is in the Spider-Man films, and is the hot dogs or the pizza pupper in.
Sorry, yes, you're right.
In Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. He doesn't appear in all of Sam Raimi's films.
Oh.
But I will give you a point because he does appear in a lot of Sam Raimi's films. What does appear in more of Sam Raimi's films than Bruce Campbell is a 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88.
The car.
Ash's car.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't entirely removed from the Easter egg.
So it appears in...
How do you go with that side of things? I said Ash's Necronomicon.
It appears in, obviously, the Evil Dead films as Ash's car. It appears in, even in the Evil Dead film where Ash gets sent back in time to the medieval times, he gets sent back with his car.
Does that mean it becomes a ye Oldsmobile?
He actually uses it to add spikes to it and turns it into another, like, medieval spike-mobile.
I do love as well how overtly intelligent they make him on teaching them how to make gunpowder, teaching them how to make all these different bits and pieces for his modern-day contraptions, which is a case of, I know it's the whole situation. If we went back in time, we were meant to be absolutely amazing. We really wouldn't. We don't know how half of the stuff works.
It's not clear at the end of that film if when Ash gets sent back to the future, if the car comes with him. So maybe he lost his car at that point.
Wasn't it in the cave with him?
But the Oldsmobile car does show up in the Spider-Man films. It is Uncle Ben's car.
Of course.
Oh,
it does show up in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness in the scene where they are walking through the destroyed New York. One of the cars that sort of flies past in that void is a 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. And one of the films that I didn't mention as being a Sam Raimi film was Oz the Great and Powerful, which you might think, being a film that's time zone is set prior to the invention of the car and mostly in a different world to our own, you might think, but John, where is the Oldsmobile in that film? And I would say, you're right, there's not technically an Oldsmobile in that film, but he did take apart an Oldsmobile and use the chassis as the base of a wagon.
That's a cheeky way of getting it in there.
Which is what he did for both one of the Evil Dead films that takes place in Western times, and then for Oz and the Great and the Powerful, it's an Oldsmobile chassis used as the basis for wagons for both of those films.
Interesting.
I apparently have an entire franchise of films I need to watch. So I've never watched any of the Evil Dead.
Oh my lord, you're missing out.
And technically, actually, it does show up, despite him not being the director, in the rebooted Evil Dead, because they still... Ash still drives the same car.
Right.
He's cheap and he can't get a new one, I guess. It also shows up in Ash versus the Evil Dead, the TV series. And I believe at one point turns into the Monster of the Week for that one. But...
Bruce Campbell got a lot of work from one role.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was a long round.
The other quick one I will make a reference to is what Ben was referring to earlier. The chase camera that he does obviously appear a lot in the Evil Dead, but also in sketch comedy, internet sketch comedy troupe Loading Ready runs old sketches, which I would highly recommend because they are very good. They are a Canadian sketch comedy troupe. They did 11 years worth of weekly sketches. One of their recurring sketches, sketch formats, was a sketch format called X Ways to Y, where they would show you certain ways to do a thing. And a frequent running gag in those X Ways to Y was the Sam Raimi, which would be somehow working that chase cam into how you were doing the thing.
Nice.
So yes, that was a long round.
I am surprised, though, that you didn't put in the A113.
I was tempted.
I was waiting for that. I was with you. I was waiting for, because when you said Toy Story, I was just like, but there was so many. But when you said Horror Story, it was like there's only one.
Yes, Clappy, we are on for Monday. I was tempted with A113. I was tempted with THX 1138. There were some that I was very tempted to try and put in that was just, I can't work out how to put this in as a question that's not just, oh, what's this Easter egg? Describe the Easter egg. So there were some that I did, like, a lot of like Disney ones where it's like, well, at the start of The Princess and the Frog, there's somebody fanning out a carpet and it's the flying carpet from Aladdin and things like that, where it's like, well, I want to ask a question about this, but also I can't work out how to question this without it just being describe the thing. Ben, how many points did you get?
I got 6.
Well done. Only
Best round I've ever had.
Only fools and answers.
2.
Medusa.
1.
Well done, Ben.
Yay!
Why? You turned to only fools and answers? I was like, no, this is the only one I know I'm gonna know.
Let's get on to round 2, where there is the possibility for double points at some questions in this round, because this is the Beat the Chaser round. This is the hardest set of questions that I've taken from a quiz where they asked the Beast from the Chaser a set of questions. These are the hardest questions. You get double points if you successfully answer a question that the Beast did not.
I've never done this. The last time you've done these, I've been ill, so it'll be interesting to see if I get any, because I'm getting thrown in literally at the deep end, peeps.
Yep.
I'm going to have to ask my little hair snakes to help me, I think.
It's not going to be any easier for the rest of us. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not tell you.
Gonna...
I will not tell you which ones the Beast didn't get until we do the answers.
Okie doke.
Question 1. The internet is used by the public. What similar name is given to a closed system only used by a specific company or organization? The internet is used by the public, but what similar name is given to a closed system only used by a specific company or organization? Ooh, new dice, Clappy. You're giving in to the Dice Goblin ways, but I hope you've managed to pack well enough that you can take them home again.
Think of all of the shiny maths rocks that you could bring back.
Clicky,
Just
clacky,
empty out your suitcase and fill it up again with nice click-clacky.
Yeah, just burn all the clothes you brought with you, apart from what you need to wear to go back. And then on the last day, just go to a local gaming store, empty everything, give them the store code final boss fight. It won't get you a discount, but it'll be fun to watch their face. And if you can get a picture, that'd be even better. And then go home with like 30 kilos of dice.
Given what happened to your luggage on the way over here, I wouldn't risk any of that. Just, make sure the luggage gets home.
It can't be that bad. I mean, have I ever told you the story, John, about what happened to my dad when he he'd given up smoking and was flying out to Algeria?
Sorry, 1 second. Law asks Ben, "Are they my Monster Munch?"
Someone's in trouble.
No, it's a chocolate bar.
It's dog biscuits. Quick, think of something.
It's scones.
Clappy is saying they are going to put the dice in the carry-on for sure. Question 2, what is the opposite of dextral? What is the opposite of dextral? Which, by the way, is on the right-hand side. What is the opposite of dextral? Law says, stop caressing those scones at me. And Girk says, no, they are Ben's Creature Crunch.
Wait, here we go. Instead of the scones, I shall caress some dice if I can get them in camera. There we go. Wait, no. Dice are...
for October.
What the hell are you doing?
It's nothing between me and my lady. Don't worry.
Are you preparing for... I believe you said you are preparing for October.
No, I don't think I said that at all.
Okay. No one can confirm or deny that.
Never. No.
Orc fantasy unlocked. Oh my. Ben, what is your best Cockney orc?
My best what, Lord?
Cockney orc voice, I believe, is the request.
Because the orcs from Warhammer and Warhammer 40k speak with a Cockney accent.
Oh, right. Not sure, actually. Yeah, so did I. So did I.
Oh dear.
That's why I was sort of coming back. It's like, my what? I can't do that on camera. Like, Cockney Orc. I don't know, something like that. It's probably a bit more grumbly.
All right,
almost Peaky Blinder kind of deal, but that's not quite right.
So we need more Dakar. Can you give us that?
More Dakar. One more Dakar.
That's pretty good. Slightly less horrifyingly deranged, but
I swear up and down, Ben should go do test voices for voiceovers because he would be hard in a heartbeat.
I'd be what? Hey, whoa.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely didn't hear the word you meant to say there.
Hired in a heartbeat.
I do not do that in the sound booths. I am very reasonable. Especially when I'm left alone.
Question 3.
This has gone so off the rails.
Question 3. 5 days either side. How many days are there in a year on Venus?
Oh.
Law says, bad hearing plus dirty minds unite. The worst powers of the Wonder Twins.
Can you repeat the question there, please?
5 days either way. How many days are there in a year on Venus? I have a 10-day range that you can answer to get a point. How many days are there in a year on Venus?
Wait, if it's 5 either side, that would be 11.
Shut up.
I'm probably going to get this wrong. I've already written down an answer and I'm sticking with it. But
all I know is that when it comes down to it, is I'm your Venus, I'm
your Messiah.
Your
desire.
That doesn't really tell me anything.
They didn't slip into that song.
Yeah.
And by the way, there are this many days in a year.
You know, I think that Medusa has an unfair lead on this one because, as we all know, girls come from Venus and boys come from Mars. So, I think we need a question about Mars as well, there, John.
Medusa. Thank you so much. Explains this then.
I don't know why people keep needing to go to these other planets. They can come on Earth.
Yes, they can.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Don't worry.
I'm gonna actualize this subtext.
The Gurks questions, who comes from Uranus?
Well, if you do that, you need to go and see a doctor.
Arseholes.
Gaia. And a lot of assholes in Greek mythology.
That covers just most of Greek mythology, doesn't it?
What's mythology written down?
Well, fun fact, not Aphrodite.
This is
Aphrodite has no connection to Uranus.
She came from a headache.
Or sea foam.
I mean, you know, one or the other.
Wasn't it Artemis who came from a headache?
Was it Artemis that came from a headache? They all begin with A.
No,
I
it
mean,
was
both
Athena.
of those do.
Athena, that's the one, yes.
See?
Athena, not tonight, dear. I got a headache, so he went and saw his mistress, and there was Athena.
No, more Hephaestus just knocked the living daylights out of Zeus's skull until it cracked open. And Athena popped out.
And out came a woman.
Wait, Hephaestus beat up Zeus?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
In the actual canonical, because I've been listening to it.
That's dope.
Hephaestus
I love
literally
that.
was asked by Zeus to basically crack his head open because he had a headache. And he did it. He came up and basically cracked the living... And I won't finish that last word. But yeah, cracked the living out of Zeus's head and literally popped it open like an egg, and out popped Athena. So not only did Athena survive being born in Zeus's head, but also survived the beating that cracked open Zeus's head.
Okay, so how many gods are born from Zeus? Not fathered by, but born by. Because, like, Athena comes from his head. Dionysus at some point was in his thigh.
Technically, when it came down to it, so Zeus had made love to one of these. I can't remember what her name is, but a woman who could change form, and got her to change into a form. Also, when he found out that she was, but not realizing that she was pregnant, swallowed her. She became whole and gave birth inside him. So technically, he didn't give birth to them; they were birthed inside him, and then erupted out.
So not to go off topic here or anything, but the question 4.
Nice segue.
Question 4. Which animal nickname has been used to describe motorcyclist Valentino Rossi, sprinter Usain Bolt, and boxer Muhammad Ali? Which animal nickname has been used to describe motorcyclist Valentino Rossi, sprinter Usain Bolt, and boxer Muhammad Ali, to name a few?
See, I was all set until you mentioned Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Well,
So now we're all gobsmacked.
go with your instincts, or don't. I mean, it's
I
up to
don't
you.
have any. Nothing
That-
on me stinks. I took a shower.
I think at the end of this one, I'm probably going to end up with the same amount of points. 6 total.
Can I phone a friend?
No, we don't offer that lifeline, I'm afraid.
I'm just going to keep talking about Hephaestus. So I love Hephaestus.
We have lifelines?
Oh!
We don't offer lifelines on this show, I'm afraid.
I was about to get on my keyboard and just say, come on and let me know those answers.
Question.
Honestly, I love that as like subscriber goals. If enough people subscribe, randomly we just get like a shuffled lifeline. Ben gets 50-50. I get call a friend.
Oh, that would be right. I'd be like, you have 10 seconds to search the internet. What? No! Come on!
Angel Mama just gets the answer on a marquee.
That works for me.
Get told it's in our book. Not which book, our book.
Question 5. Which room in the house takes its name from the French word for sulking? Which room in the house takes its name from the French word for sulking? The kids' room, says Law.
I was thinking the bedroom because the missus always sulks.
No, that's called silks. Very different.
I was going to say pantry, but that sounds like for a very different activity.
Oh my God, Ben, just go to the bathroom. Well, we can riff for 15 minutes.
I mean,
it's not like it's just me. Come on. What comes from your brain?
I was like, look, you set it up, I took the swing.
Okay, let's see now.
I have actually no idea.
I love the disbelief in your tone.
Well, I have spoken a lot of French with my dad. I just realized I've never used the French word for sulking.
Well, figure it out, dude, and tell the rest of us.
And I can't figure out any sulking word, like any fancy French word names.
I am literally in my head saying different words in my head with a French accent to see if it makes sense. Ooh, maybe. Why am I now speaking with a...
Oh dear, his factory setting is reset.
Hold on, I need to readjust. I know that was not me calling out for It's okay.
It's like that bit in Toy Story 2 where they get Spanish Buzz. We've just unlocked French Ben.
Oh.
So, with everybody's minds firmly in the gutter, here comes question 6.
Perfect.
Egg butt snaffle, Pelham, Kimblewick, and three-ring Dutch gag are all types of what?
And you said that our minds were in the gutter.
There may be.
No, I thoroughly believe all of our reactions confirm that.
There may be reasons why I picked this question to go in the quiz.
Okay.
Egg butt snaffle, Pelham, Kimblewick, and three-ring Dutch gag are all types of what?
I mean, they all sound like town names.
That first one sounds like a town to you.
All of them sound like a town to me.
Hi, I come from Egg butt snaffle.
To be fair, when it comes down to it, we've come across some very interesting names.
Yeah, no, I know.
I used to go to school in a town called Giggleswick. After you go there, like, you know Pity Me exists, Giggleswick's there, and then you've got Bum End, which is, I'm pretty sure, a place. There is no English town name.
Not Googling
that you can do a tour of the UK, literally from the most northern point of Scotland down to the most southern point of England, that takes you through every town and village with the rudest names and the rudest street names possible. And you can literally stop off at every spot, take a picture of the sign, as it were, and continue on to the next one. It was, I don't know who devised it, but I belong to a group on Twitter called Terrible Maps. And actually, I thought that was a pretty damn good one. But it maps out an entire route that goes through the country, stopping off at all these sorts of places.
To be fair, I do kind of want to go on a rampant journey at one point. We've lost John! Quick, everyone, get his money! Oh, no, mind.
I actually have... This is a joyously busy Great British Adventure map. It is a map to Great British Adventures from Strumpshaw, Tingleton and Giggleswick's map company.
I must admit that...
Spent said Giggleswick. Hey!
Strumpshaw, Tinkleton and Giggleswick's marvellous maps. And I'm fairly certain that they do like the rudest place names map.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do a road trip like that at one point, just for the sake. I would love to do a video road trip of going to the most random places. Mainly because I know that in England there is Gotham, or Gotham, which is written as Gotham. So I want to go to Gotham.
You remember John's last name, right?
I know.
This is half the map. This is the North Norfolk coast. Is labelled here. It's one of the 50 locations on the map to go to. Inspiration for pub team names up and down the country. Norfolk also offers a north coast that is equally impressive. 45 miles of enormously sandy beaches and even more enormous skies highlights Blakeney Point, Stiff Key Marshes, Pedder's Way, sunbathing seals, the Norfolk Coast Path, views that go on, and friendly Norfolk dumplings. Bootiful.
And nude beaches.
I just love Stiff Key Marches. Mostly because I have a friend called Key, and it makes me giggle.
You child.
Everyone's a child. Apart from, I guess, Adam
Okay,
and
that's
Eve.
obviously going on to the road trip then. So, yes, the final boss ride road trip, taking all of us to all wonderful sights to be seen.
No promises.
I could show you a world. Vulgar,
Law,
dreadfully...
it argued misogyny. Because you said
What?
ugly women.
Ah.
Automod got upset with, I want a picture outside the Ugly Women's Institute. But as it should be pronounced, oogly. They argue that it's oogly. Anyway, question 7. The name of which place, highly prominent in November Remembrance, means empty tomb? The name of which place, which is highly prominent in November Remembrance, means empty tomb?
Damn it, I knew I should have paid attention at church. Empty tomb. Empty tomb.
I'm putting down a guess, but it would make sense if it was right.
Dang it. Why does Thinkbox no do Thinky?
Yeah, I know. I think I left my brain in bed, which is where I'm at, but the brain is still napping.
It's just like, it's under the pillow just going, no. Leave me
pretty much.
alone.
No, yep, pretty much. I am listening
careful, it
to
bites.
a murder podcast in my dreams.
I love that
that's
Milady
how I
Law
go to
has
bed
just
every-
shared the concentration faces in the Discord.
What?
Oh, what?
No!
Oh,
No!
no. Oh, no. Oh,
No, you
God.
didn't.
Where?
You didn't.
Where?
No, you didn't. Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh,
Oh.
I think Ben might be trying to work out which is worse. Is that better, or should I teach her how to clip?
Like, I just look like I've just died and forgotten my camera is on. Ben, I'm sorry, it does sort of look like you're just trying to work something out on the toilet.
I look like the beginning of a Muppet. It's almost like a unibrow which is going on there.
I love it. The beginning of a Muppet. Are they just like felting
Don't
the rest of the
Google
costume?
clipping. You don't need to learn how to do that.
It's like the beta stages of a Muppet. Like they're working
really
on
is.
it still.
It's like the drawing design of one. You know, just before they put felt on.
Oh, see, I just sort of like the idea that, like, because I think they felt a lot of the Muppets, don't they?
Yeah.
That, like, they've already felted your beard in, and they're just they've got to get they're just working on, like, there's the basic bit for the eyebrows. Now we'll get to work.
I just realised I look like the Muppet from the Muppets Puppets from Gumball. That's the one the family is part of.
Have you seen, by the way, people pointing out that the new Willy Wonka film, Willy Wonka has stolen the outfit from Muppets Christmas Carol?
Yes. I desperately want to watch that.
Muppets
I
Christmas
won't
Carol
lie.
or Wonka?
The
Or
new
both?
Wonka film. I love the fact that, like, Timothée Chalamet somehow manages to be completely unlike any of the other Wonka performances. In that, it almost feels it's almost like Joaquin Phoenix's performance of the Joker. It's like, oh right, cool. This is just anyone who could be a chocolatier, but they've thrown in Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
I do not like the fact that the people at my office are saying that he is nothing like Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka, and it's like there were others before that, like that's.
Yeah.
We've seen Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka, and that's all we need to see is you people are too young, go away.
I will admit, I'm forgetting the name of the actor. Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
He is the quintessential one.
Question 8. After dwindling sales of its normal products and filing for bankruptcy in 2012, which large US company launched its first smartphone, the IM5, in 2015?
Okay, that date threw me entirely.
After dwindling sales of its normal product and filing for bankruptcy in 2012, which large US company launched its first smartphone, the IM5, in 2015?
I don't know, but
I'll have you know, I am
made
33.
it by 2010. If it is 5, they must have made it in 2010.
Damn it, I liked my joke. John, I've got to ask. So, for anyone in the chat, just so this has some context, we're using Twitch Guest Star, which is very fascinating because I'm not seeing John on stream at the moment. All I'm seeing is, for some reason, the Ryuku flag.
It's the OBS logo.
Yeah. I've actually just got the Twitch up in another window so I can watch everything as well.
Right. Okay, fair enough. I'd forgotten that was the logo. But it's shockingly like the Ryuku flag. I'm just going to have to get it.
It is very similar to it.
Because like
I'm on my phone, so all I see currently are, like I told you earlier, is like your little icons rather than your actual video feeds.
Oh, that's good, Finn. It's fine. You don't have to see anything. No more clips.
I don't want to see faces.
No more clips.
I'd be frightened.
No more images. No more images.
I think if I put this on, this is what Rogue sees apparently.
It's very similar. It is very similar.
Yeah. I actually watched a really interesting. I don't know if we're allowed to reference the names of other YouTube channels, but I'm going to do it anyway. I believe it was... Oh, was it Wendover? I can't even remember who it was. Watched a fantastic little history video about Ryukyu. It was sort of like the Venice of East Asia for quite a long time. Because China didn't want to do maritime trade, so just... What is now Okinawa and a few other islands were kind of just like, dope. We'll trade with everyone because Japan doesn't want to send ships out, China doesn't want to send ships out, and there's a lot of people who want a lot of things.
I believe that Law has just shared in the Discord. Again, reasons why you should go and join our Discord. Ben and Rogue as Statler and Waldorf.
Is that respectively? I can never remember which way round the names are.
Yeah, I don't know which one's technically Statler and Waldorf. I've not watched enough Muppets to know which one's which, but I think it's Statler and Waldorf. I assume it's like left to... Anyway, we've still got like two rounds of quiz to go.
No, hilariously, it's actually Waldorf and Statler in that order. So apparently you are Waldorf.
Which historically important 9-hectare or 22-acre area is named after the California brown pelicans that lived there in huge numbers during the 18th and 19th centuries?
Can you say that again, please?
Which historically important 9-hectare area is named after the California brown pelican that lived there in huge numbers during the 18th and 19th centuries?
It's an important place. I'm assuming in California, because you're talking about Californian pelicans.
You are correct. It is in California.
Woo, you got a point.
It's that's not the
you
answer.
You heard the lady. You heard the lady. I got a point.
Nope.
Put on the scoreboard, John.
Got your back, Rogue.
Yeah. Thank you. You, me, and Ben against the John.
Yes.
Oh, important places in America. Are there any important places in America?
Of
I
course
was
there
there for
aren't. It's
20
only
years.
800 years
found
old.
Not a single one.
The White House.
We burned that down. The original.
The Canadians
That's
did
true.
that for you.
No, that one was actually the British Navy.
Yep. We burned it down.
Canada, however, did say, sorry, you aren't coming north. That is a very bad Canadian accent, because I can't do one. But if someone can apologetically say, fuck off and go home, please do.
And question 10.
Sorry, I keep swearing.
Which pirate lost his most famous ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, trying to blockade the port of Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina, in 1718?
I'm still stuck on Californian pelicans.
Yeah. I gave up on California pelicans. I honestly, it's like I know where it is on a map, like California and America, but that's about it.
I
lived there
can...
for 20 years. There is so much geography and so many like reserves and just mind
It's
blown.
California. California is bigger than the entirety of the UK.
I can guarantee you that you have heard of this place.
Oh, I'm sure I have. But being able to bring that information from
the have heard of this
dark
place.
recesses of my brain to the forefront.
Like, I put an answer down, which is in San Francisco, but I'm fully expecting you to name some random ass part of Los Angeles.
I can guarantee you will know it, and I can guarantee you will not know it for the California brown pelican.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it won't be called Brown Pelican Park.
I mean, the California pelicans
of a quiz question.
Yeah, a lot easier. Yeah.
Like, the California Pelicans does sound like a good football team name.
It does, doesn't it?
Is everybody ready for some answers?
Please.
Sure.
There's two
Remind
more.
me 10 again, please, because I'm
10 again was which pirate lost his most famous ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, trying to blockade the port of Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina, in 1718?
Okay, not sure where we'll go with that.
Excuse me.
And we will start with Rogue.
Uh-oh.
The internet is used by the public. What similar name is given to a closed system only used by specific companies or organizations?
An intranet.
Correct. Intranet. And that is worth 2 points, because the Beast did not know that answer.
Wait, what?
The Beast did not get that answer.
That's shocking.
That. What she said. There's not a camera, so I don't know why I'm trying to point to her. But that's what she said. There. You in the camera. You said it.
Angel Mama, what is the opposite of dextral?
Amtral.
Ben.
Not dextral.
Rogue.
Sinistral?
Correct.
Well done, you.
Sinistral meaning on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that, so I broke down ambidextrol and took the bidex part off.
Yeah, I assume that would be on either side or on both sides if you could do that somehow. Ben, to within 5 days, how long is a year on Venus?
I wasn't sure, so I put down 250.
Rogue.
270?
And Angel Mama.
182.
Ben is the closest.
Oh, damn.
It is 225 days.
Wow.
So 220 to 230 would have gotten you a point. Rogue. Which animal nickname has been used to describe motorcyclist Valentino Rossi, sprinter Usain Bolt, and boxer Muhammad Ali?
So originally I was going to go with something like cheetah, and then you said Muhammad Ali, which immediately was just like, why? All I can think of are wasps, sorry, bees and butterflies. So I went through all of that. I went with lion.
Angel Mama.
Swift.
And Ben.
Jack Rabbit.
They have all been described as goats.
Oh. Greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time.
Oh.
That's not actually... I'm sorry, no, that's a trick question. Because it's me...
That's an acronym.
That's an acronym, a synonym at best.
The Beast also didn't get that one. I don't know whether he was thrown off, as everybody seems to be when they get asked that question, of going to Muhammad Ali's famous float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. It's like, yeah, that's not really relevant to motorcyclists or sprinters.
Well, I thought of that immediately, but...
One at a time. Don't all talk at once, because we can't hear anything if you all speak at the same time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Look, I'm sticking with, he thought that, just like us, that goat is a bullshit answer.
Angel Mama.
Yes.
Which room in the house takes its name from the French word for sulking?
Toilet.
Ben.
Lounge.
Rogue.
Boudoir.
It is the boudoir. The French for sulking is boudoir. So the boudoir is the sulking room.
I have not a boudoir in my room. I have a bedroom.
It's where the ladies sulk.
Well, that says good things about you, Ben.
Are you saying that it's a name of a room in your house? I have no boudoir.
You have a flat, not a house.
I have a flat, yes. But even when it comes down to a house, I lived in a house for the first part of my life. I don't remember a boudoir in there either.
You know, it's funny because I often describe my bedroom as my boudoir because it's in deep wine reds and golds, and very sort of has that Victorian. I have these really thick brocade curtains, and it's very and it's definitely got a boudoir-ish, but with modern technology feeling to it.
And it is also technically a boudoir, given the meaning of the word being a woman's private sitting room or bedroom.
So, yeah. Thanks, John, for pointing out I'm single.
I didn't think I needed to help you with that.
Not every house has a boudoir. Why does every house apparently have a boudoir?
It did back in the day, dude. It did back in the day, because the men and the women didn't. Well, the poorer did, but the upper crust did not. They had separate bedrooms, didn't they?
Clearly, you need to get some like screens and just set up a little boudoir in your flat.
Ben.
And you could use that little balloon that looks like a red wine glass to decorate it.
I have no requirement for a boudoir.
Ben.
Hey, boudoirs! I like that, Gurks.
Ben, the Egbert Snaffle, the Pelham Kimblewick, and Three Ring Dutch Gag are all types of what?
I put down comic character names.
Rogue.
I'm sticking with towns because I'm not falling into the trap of calling them sex toys.
Angel Mama.
I put down train stations, but I'm wondering if they're actual trains now.
They are none of those things. Also, Random Shan has been drawn out of lurking by Milady Law.
That was something where the lady sulked. Don't come in, husband. I'm sulking.
They are all actually horse bits.
Yeah.
Horse what?
Bits. The bit of the reins that you put between the horse's teeth.
Oh, thank
Wait.
God.
Wait, they name... Oh, wait, so these are, like, styles of bit.
Yes.
Not just, like, individually
Not
named
specifically,
bits.
that one is called Keith.
And here's, oh crap, what's the famous horse? Starts with an S.
Sugar.
I had a very different.
Here's Sugar coming with the 3-bit Dutchman. Ridden by...
I thought you were going with something very different there, to be fair. With the whole thing of the bits. Read.
When he said
So, yes.
Pelham, all I kept thinking about was Pelham 1, 2, 3. So I went with trains, people. But I do want to point out, bits are cruel, and they're coming up with they've come up with reins that no longer require them because it makes their mouths bleed, especially when idiots who ride them, not pointing at anybody, Prince Harry, yank on them so tightly that the metal just cuts their mouth to pieces. So he also wears spurs when he plays polo, so don't like him. Because there's no reason to spike a horse.
I mean, that's the most valid set of reasons I've heard for not liking Prince Harry. So, power to you.
Rogue.
Oh no.
The name of which place, highly prominent in November Remembrance, means empty tomb?
I have no idea, so I went with Void's grave.
Angel Mother.
Westminster.
It's
Ben.
certainly void of something.
Parliament.
That's why I said it'd be funny if it was right, because there's all empty there.
It is cenotaph.
Oh, of course.
Cenotaph literally means empty tomb. So any burial site where there is a gravestone but an empty sarcophagus is buried is a cenotaph.
But no remains. Yeah. Remember the 5th of November.
I don't remember.
Gunpowder,
the
treason, and
cenotaph in that.
plot. I see no reason why gunpowder season should ever be forgot.
Exactly.
Angel Mama. After dwindling sales of its normal products and filing for bankruptcy in 2012, which large US company launched its first smartphone, the IM5, in 2015?
I'm afraid I honestly don't know, so I threw down Sony, which is probably not even American anymore or has ever been American. I don't know. Sorry.
Sony is Japanese.
Well, there you go then. Because I was thinking Sony, Panasonic, who the hell? Google.
Actually, wait, I might be wrong. It might be Korean.
But yeah, so sorry.
Ben.
No, it is Japanese.
I had absolutely no idea either, so I ended up just throwing down Apple.
And Rogue.
BlackBerry?
It was Kodak.
Ooh.
Kodak?
Oh, I didn't know.
Kodak do phones?
They do now. Or they at least did at one point, briefly.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That is a stunner.
I won't lie. I was really confident I had that with BlackBerry.
No, BlackBerry's a good guess. I miss my BlackBerry. I still have I loved my BlackBerry. I put it through a washing machine. It never recovered.
Did you eat it afterwards?
No. I did put it in a bowl of rice, but it was not hungry.
Ben,
Yeah.
where are the pelicans at?
Pelican Asia?
Rogue.
Alcatraz?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, Alcatraz is named after the California brown pelican.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's the Spanish name for a pelican.
Or Native American.
Fair. You know what? I'm gonna John, do the last round. I'm gonna look up the etymology of Alcatraz.
Last round, we've still got 2 more to go.
Sorry, last question.
Angel Mother.
Blackbeard.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo!
1 or 2 points.
Hooray! I got a point.
Hey!
Yeah,
Points for
Blackbeard
everyone.
lost his most famous ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, trying to blockade the port of Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina in 1718. Gurks. Kodak
How many points?
Sorry, I'm just sharing Gurks' message, which is Kodak do make phones, but they take a while to develop them.
Oh!
Milady, I love you.
What about 24 hours?
Milady Law says, I couldn't think of any real pirates and put Luffy.
Oh, there's so many.
Arrow.
God, well, no. Oh, I mean, there's Sam Beckett. You got Blackbeard. You've got so many good pirates.
Blackbeard is such a good pirate, though.
Best
But
were
not
women.
quite as good
The
as
best
Luffy.
were women.
We learned that in the series.
Anyway, Angel Mama?
The best pirates were women. Blackbeard, was he worth 1 or 2 points, darling?
He was worth 1, I'm afraid.
No, that's fine. I needed to know.
The ones that would have got you 2 points were Kodak, the horse bit, and the goat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those all sucked. Well, all of it sucked, really.
Well,
So I think this pub quiz is going to be out of 50 points.
Ben, the Quest Bunny.
I got 1 point that round.
Oh, let me do the math on that. Only Fools and Answers.
I got 6 points that round.
And Medusa.
3.
Storming into the lead, we have Only Fools and Answers. Followed by Quest Bunny, followed by Medusa.
Woo!
Now that's something that I want to see drawn up in a cartoon.
What, the Quest Bunny being chased by Medusa?
And then just like Del Boy, just strutting ahead.
Let us get on with next round, which is
Del Boy.
Shakespeare.
Ooh,
It would have to be Del Boy in the Batman suit, running far ahead.
but before we dive into that, if you don't mind, John, I did look up the etymology of Alcatraz. It's actually so 1, it's Portuguese.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool, but Portuguese actually lifted it from Arabic in 2 possible ways, because Alcatraz could come from Algataz, which means the diver, which or Alcatraz, the albatross. The alternative being Alcatruz, well bucket, referring to the beak of the pelican.
Very cool.
Catraz, one who is smug.
One who is smug.
I love that. Smug pelicans just been like, yeah.
No, actually, I was just thinking of all the smug prisoners. They weren't so smug when they got sent there now, were they?
Well, the ones that escaped were.
Well, you know, they never found the bodies of those, what was it, 3 or 4? 2 that they think actually made it completely across the bay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, water. Apparently, it also is related to Bone Setter.
Moving on to round 3, Shakespeare plays and films.
I got 0.
We haven't done the questions yet.
Question 1. What was the name of Shakespeare's wife?
I forgot Shakespeare got married.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh God, that.
Can you repeat the question?
What was the name of Shakespeare's wife?
I don't know why I thought that would prompt something.
Rogue.
Maybe he had a
Rogue.
sequence.
Rogue.
Shakespeare's wife was named Wahoo.
Mrs. Spear.
Actually, that is one of my favorite bits in Starlight. Like, I love. Has everyone here watched Starlight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Spoilers for chat. One of the best characters in that film is played by Robert De Niro, and he's a scary pirate who has called himself Shakespeare, because in the world he's from, they don't know who Shakespeare is, and he thinks, Shakespeare, that sounds scary and angry. But
This is a
incredibly closeted pirate with a fantastic wardrobe, who wanted just to nickname himself after a playwright.
This is a quick warning for chat. We are about to hit an advert break. Advert breaks are slightly louder than we are allowed to be on Twitch, so if you are listening on headphones, be prepared that in the next 2 minutes or so you are going to get a short ad break. The ad breaks stop pre-roll ads from happening, so they are good, and they also get us. They support the channel, so we really appreciate them if they run, if you let them run. So yes. Question 2. Which 1995 film adaptation featured Lawrence Fishburne in the titular role?
I'd love if that was a trick question and the film was just Fishburne.
Which Shakespeare film adaptation featured Lawrence Fishburne in the titular role?
Yeah, that famous Shakespeare play, Fishburne. Fun fact, just because I can't think of an answer, but this came to mind. Just to make sure I'm not getting this wrong. Lawrence Fishburne is the guy who played Morpheus, correct?
Correct.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure I got that right before I told the story, because otherwise, shame on me. So when the Wazowskis were first pitching the film, one of the things they did was they asked all the people that they that were auditioning about what they understood of like the politics and the philosophy of the film, and nobody could answer anything apart from Lawrence Fishburne, who was just like, "Oh, it's so clearly this," and just rattles off the entire philosophy of the film, including like just name dropping every philosopher you possibly could have name dropped, including some of the Wazowskis hadn't considered. And you know what? Mad respect for the guy. Crazy smart. Not just a badass face, also a badass brain.
Yeah.
Question 3. How many sonnets did Shakespeare write?
A lot. Do you want a specific number?
I have a specific number. I will give a point to closest without going over. Price is Right style, I will give a point to closest without going over. How many sonnets did he write?
I didn't know that he wrote anything about Sonic the
And we'll not have another question for about a minute while the advert plays. just so that anybody who is watching who is not a subscriber doesn't miss out. They can't hear us at the moment.
So now everyone else needs to watch One
No.
Piece.
No, they don't. There's a lot of that.
I don't know how I want to see. I want Ben to write us some Sonic Sonnet.
Some Sonic Sonnet.
So as far as I'm concerned, either that or some Sonic sonnets, which would be sonnets about Sonic, read really quickly.
Oh, I thought for a moment you meant some sonnets written from Sonic's perspective.
Why not both?
I would also like to see Our Flag Means Death. It sounds very good, and I haven't seen it, and I feel that I should see it.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of clips. It looks very good.
It's honestly, I need to see that as well, and I have a feeling I'm probably duct taped to a chair at one point and insured. But it's one of those things, yeah.
I also love the implication that Milady Lord forgot that Blackbeard was a real pirate. Because I feel that comes up a lot.
I just like the fact when it comes down to that side of things, I am the implicit reason why Blackbeard has gone straight out of Lorna's memory. Which is fine. I don't mind being a reason why you forget things. So long as it's not me.
Dude, I live for Taker's Blackbeard now.
But yes, but what about his acting?
I mean, Blackbeard's acting was pretty damn good as well. He was very theatrical.
However, he was not the most successful pirate.
No, he wasn't. That's what I keep saying. The best pirates were women. It was a Chinese woman who flippin' yes, had the largest ensemblage of ships.
Okay, fair enough. Definitely, yeah, no, she was the best pirate. But the best pirate in the Caribbean, which is where I was going to go.
Oh, Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, Captain Black Sam Bellamy. Who, if he was, who, according to Forbes, who are rating pirates, would be the most fiscally successful pirate, as well as being the most democratic pirate.
Some of them were actually very good with their crews, weren't they?
Well, yeah, like pirates. The political accuracy of this is disputed, but many would describe the sort of the Caribbean pirates, not the Chinese pirates, very different, very controlled over there, but the Caribbean pirates as essentially proto-anarchist.
Yeah.
Because, like, full on, you could just vote out your captain. As long as you weren't in the middle of a battle, the captain was always up to be overthrown democratically.
I mean, also, when you're in the middle of the battle, that seems a real dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, you had your captain who was in charge during battles, your quartermaster was in charge most of the time, and if you were unhappy with either of them, you could just be like, I want to hold a vote. And everyone was just like, yeah, no, get rid of him.
Sean says, a pirate woman had the biggest pirate booty.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say, question 4. Which Shakespeare film adaptation is a modernization of The Taming of the Shrew?
So many.
So many. Can you repeat the first half of that question?
Which Shakespeare film adaptation is a modernization of The Taming of the Shrew?
I've watched it as well.
It is not a It is a retelling of the story in a modern world.
John Wick. I saw John's reaction now. Okay, right.
Question 5. Which of Shakespeare's plays is the shortest?
Ooh. Are we talking about actual playtime or time in play?
I mean the length of the script.
Okay.
It's gonna be some really obscure, tiny one that's like 6 lines long, and none of us will know this.
I will give you a bonus point for how many lines or how many words it has if you get within 100 of either. Actually, the bonus point just for lines. Lines that play is long.
Oh god. I don't think I've looked at Shakespeare since English Lit. We didn't even look at that much Shakespeare. We mostly
I
did
was
like.
going to say, I never did because I grew up in Australia and the only thing we did Shakespearean was Julius Caesar and that was it.
We did like Robert Frost.
We didn't do any of them.
The 2006 romantic comedy She's the Man is based on what Shakespeare play?
Oh no, I always get these two mixed up. I hate this because I know which one of two it is, because it's two of them that are all somehow fused together in my brain, and I've chosen one, but I've written down the other one just in case, and I'm gonna hate myself when I get this wrong. I want you to know that, John. That's how I begin my cycle of despair.
That's on you.
Question 6. No, no, I think it's on you. You are responsible for the questions.
Are you ready for question 7?
No.
Okay, I'll give you a minute.
I wasn't even ready for question 5. Or 4. Oh, God.
You were still counting up how many sonnets you'd written.
Yes, because I have my handy-dandy copy of Shakespeare right here. All of his collected work.
You mean you don't?
I did.
No, of course I don't.
I got divorced. I used to have a complete collection of Shakespeare and I'd started reading it cover to cover, but got divorced. It was one of the books that got left behind. Kicking myself to this day.
One of my favorite things is like when you watch a bawdy versus a really like uptight performance of the same Shakespeare play, because like Shakespeare plays are meant to be bawdy for the common folk type plays. So all these plays where like you've got these Shakespearean actors being all deeply posh and fancy, and then you got the same exact lines being read out by some lad from South London who's just being lewd as all hell, and it's just so much funnier. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you.
Question 7. Which of Shakespeare's plays is the longest?
Oh.
And again, I will give a bonus point if you can guess how many lines this particular play has to within 100 of the correct answer. Which of his plays is the longest? And how many lines is it?
John, what was question 4?
4 was, which Shakespeare film adaptation is a modernisation of The Taming of the Shrew?
God, none of these questions are going to be based on his version of Star.
Oh God, I think I've got a copy of that somewhere. You know.
I have at least one of those because I at one point wanted to actually make that as a thing.
Oh, I wanted to read it out. That was going to be my bit. I was going to do a little audio book on that.
Question 8.
Well, I mean, sign up to Audible. There might be someone asking for it.
Question 8. Which Disney film is based on Romeo and Juliet?
Which what film?
Disney.
I don't know if that jumps to mind.
I don't know if that's actually Disney though, but it's going down.
I know I got this one wrong because it seemed too easy.
I like how we're all suspicious of our easy answers.
Question 9. And this one is worth 2 points. Or I will give points for 2. 2 Shakespeare plays have been translated into Klingon. I will give you a point if you can name either of them. And 2 points if you can name both. 2 Shakespeare plays have been translated into Klingon. Can you name either or both of them?
I mean, I put down one that I really want to have been translated into Klingon because it feels entirely appropriate. Like, I feel like this play has big Klingon energy.
Okay.
Mostly because I'm trying to make sure I'm getting my history around that play correct.
Question 10. Which actor played King Henry in the 1989 Henry V?
Oh. What year was that, sorry?
1989.
Wow. I lost.
Oh, this round is horrifying.
How English? Not.
Right, now put the pen down. I have been so tempted to go and get my Shakespeare book over there.
But that would be cheating.
I say I've been so tempted. So tempted.
Your backs is showing, Ben.
Yeah, it likes to do that every now and again.
I just thought I was Ben slipping into his Mark Hamill impersonation.
Little bit of
I
column
do
A.
that as well, to be fair.
Little column A,
very
little
close.
column B.
Actually, it's very close to say.
Who is ready for some answers?
Can you repeat the last question again? Because my brain is failing me.
Which actor played King Henry in the 1989 Henry V? What actor or which actor played King Henry in the 1989 Henry V?
The actor who played King Henry in 1989 is the actor who played Henry in 1989.
Yes.
That would be correct.
What is their name?
You would change the question for...
Just to make it complicated, Ben.
I was doing so good.
I know. You and me both.
Yeah, well...
Are you ready?
I think I'm only a point ahead.
You are at the moment, but...
I mean, I'm not doing a snicker. Not tonight.
Angel Mother.
Okay.
What was the name of Shakespeare's wife?
Was it Kitty?
No.
Oh.
Ben.
Mrs. Shakespeare.
Well, that's what I first put.
I put Matilda. I have no
idea. And Rogue.
Elizabeth?
No. Stunningly fittingly for a films round, it's Anne Hathaway.
Huh.
Shakespeare was 18 and Anne Hathaway was 26. 6 months after their marriage, their first child, Susanna, was born. And about 2 years later, they had twins, Hamnet and Judith. Hamnet passed away at the age of 11 due to unknown causes.
Oh, that's tragic.
Ben.
Yeah?
The 1995 film adaptation... which 1995 film adaptation featured Lawrence Fishburne in the titular role?
I'll admit I wasn't sure, so I put down Othello.
Correct.
So glad about that one, because it's literally in my mind, okay, but I want him in...
I won't lie, that's made me feel a lot better about number 6.
Rogue.
Oh no.
How many sonnets did he write?
That explains the random number. 103.
Angel Mama.
Oh, funnily enough, I put 130.
And Ben.
I put 150.
Ben is the closest without going over. It's 154.
Oh,
okay,
that's very, very well deserved. That's like within 5 of it. I can't even be angry.
190. Do we see any higher bids?
And those are just the ones they published. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Angel Mama. Which Shakespeare film adaptation is a modernization of The Taming of the Shrew?
10 Things I Hate About You?
Correct.
Bloody hell, I was right.
Ooh.
Jeez. That was a guess just for the sake it seems to follow the same storyline. But then again, you can say that about a lot of stories nowadays.
I was just sort of like, what would a modern film title be for Taming of the Shrew? Tamed? That sounds right.
Ben, which of Shakespeare's plays is the shortest?
I had no idea, so I just ended up going for one I knew, which was just Midsummer's Night Dream. For the sake of lines wise, I placed down...
Sorry, you cut out how many lines?
700 lines.
Not within 100. Rogue.
I have no idea, but I've gone for the extreme. I've gone for 20 lines.
Not within 100. Angel Mama.
Julius Caesar, 650.
Nope, not within 100. The correct answer is The Comedy of Errors.
Oh.
Which only has 1,787 lines, or
Wow.
14,369 words. The
I'm
play.
not feeling so good about my guess on lines on number 7.
Yep, same.
The play has been adapted to a musical 3 times. I don't know how well it has been adapted, but it has been.
By the way, John, stretch.
Oh yes, we have been asked to stretch, so just stretch out your joints. Oh, stretch out your back a bit. That's a good one.
Does that have to be physical stretching, or can we just like stretch the limits of your patience?
No, don't do that.
We already do that, Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah.
The 2006 romantic comedy She's the Man is based on what Shakespeare play?
Is it Midsummer Night's Dream?
It is not.
Ah, sugar.
Angel Mama.
I actually had a comedy of errors, and I knew when you said that in the previous answer, it wasn't the same answer again. So I'm afraid I don't know.
Ben.
The Tempest.
It is Twelfth Night.
Oh, I was so wrong.
Angel Mama. Which Shakespeare's plays is the longest?
I put A Merchant of Venice.
Ben.
Richard III.
Rogue.
The Scottish play.
No. Who got answers for how many lines it had?
20,420.
No.
I put down 3,000.
No.
12,400.
No. It's Hamlet.
I'm gonna have to run for a second here.
Oh, Hamlet. Ooh.
Hamlet.
That actually crossed my mind, but because I haven't actually seen the play, I didn't know the length of the play because I haven't read it either.
Just going to turn off Ben's camera for a moment while he's away from the desk.
You should have an AFK screen.
Yes, it has.
It's just Ben dancing like that.
Hamlet has 4,042 lines, 29,551 words. The play is Shakespeare's most produced play and the most filmed. Hamlet is the second most filmed story in the world, second only to Cinderella.
Wow.
Honestly, I was expecting you to say something like the crucifixion.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Christian story, but there you go.
Right, so
The way you
You
said
know what? There's so many adaptations of Cinderella.
Yeah.
And so many countries have their own basis for the story.
I'm just enjoying Ben's now confusion to come back to us discussing Cinderella.
So, just one thing. I love how you said the Christian story.
Yes.
Because in my head, it's just like it's on the shelf right there next to the Never-Ending Story. It's like the Never-Ending Story, the Christian story.
La, 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 la.
To clarify things for Ben, the answer was Hamlet, and Hamlet is the second most filmed story in the world, second only to Cinderella.
A little known Shakespearean work.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I thought we already jumped on to number 8. It was like, Cinderella? Who gets Cinderella for that one?
I've lost track of who should be answering this one. So Ben, which Disney film is based on Romeo and Juliet?
I thought The Fox and the Hound. Because it actually follows a lot of the lines of Romeo and Juliet. Of two different sides. There's a death on one side, and the recourse where they eventually sort of come together and have an agreement of sorts. It felt like a very sort of Romeo and Juliet without doing Romeo and Juliet.
It is. It's very, but it's, yeah. But
I believe it. I'd say The Fox and the Hound, I believe, is based entirely on its own poem. And it's not Shakespearean.
Yeah, a short story or something, yeah.
Once again,
Anywho,
the only problem when it comes down to stories is that you can relate a lot of them back. They all gain inspiration from something, so...
oh gosh, absolutely, Ben. But that wasn't the question.
Right, you mean
Rogue.
Ropes exist?
Rogue.
I don't actually know who made this, but the only thing that came to mind was Romeo and Juliet.
That's not Disney.
Yeah, I think that was going
that's
to be
what
the
I
case.
put down too. That's why I said I knew it was wrong.
Oh, so who made
I'm trying to
Romeo and
actually think
Juliet?
through now which one would have actually sort of fit the bill.
Romeo and
Wait, no.
Juliet.
It was produced by Walt Disney. Production companies, Walt Disney Company.
Huh. It's not a Disney film, though. It's a Touchstone Pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was merging them. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. My apologies.
The Disney film, based on... Fox and the Hound can be said to be inspired by Romeo and Juliet because of the two people on opposite sides of a conflict, etc., etc. I'm not giving you a point for that.
You can say that for West Side Story.
I mean, West Side Story is based on Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Oh. Excuse me, I'm just going to go climb under the table for a bit.
The Disney film...
Don't your life, Rogue.
the Disney film is The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Oh.
Where Simba's daughter falls in love with a rival lion.
But neither of them die.
Based on Hamlet, so
I'm sorry,
Lion King is based on Hamlet, and Lion King 3 can be said to be based on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead.
Sorry, did you say that in English?
I mean, I did. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. There are two background characters in the Hamlet play who are basically Timon and Pumbaa of Hamlet, who have their own separate play where it's them looking back at their perspective of what happens in Hamlet. And that's basically what happens in The Lion King 3. It is Timon and Pumbaa telling their story of meeting Simba and doing all of the stuff from The Lion King, but also watching it as if it's on a VHS tape. It's a ride.
And doing a luau.
Yeah. Rogue.
Oh no.
Which Shakespeare plays have been translated into Klingon?
I went with King Lear and Henry V.
No and no.
Henry V wasn't...
It's not been officially done. If somebody wants to go out there and do it, I think there's a market for it from the sounds of things.
I'm disappointed because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Henry V was, like, the guy behind Agincourt, wasn't he? Like, he was the king at the Battle of Agincourt, correct?
Yes.
So, like that play has been... You can see why I would think that would have big Klingon energy.
We'll go... what's the word? Scribe it, and then sell it to all the Klingon nerds.
Gosh.
Angel Mama.
I put Hamlet and Macbeth.
Hamlet gets you a point.
Ooh, nice.
Ben.
I put Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth.
The correct answers are Hamlet and Much Ado About Nothing.
Here, I thought it'd be the most popular ones I could think of. The most popular ones. Surprised me. Mind you, Hamlet can't make sense, I'll say that much. Rosencrantz and
Guildenstern Are Dead is by Tom Stoppard, but they are characters in Hamlet.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was claiming that Lion King 3 was explicitly based on a Shakespeare play.
No, it's based on a Tom Stoppard play that's based on characters from Hamlet.
Yeah.
Though, admittedly, anything with Tim Roth and Gary Oldman is definitely worth watching. Like, they're such good actors.
And finally, Angel Mama, which actor played King Henry in the 1989 King Henry V?
I know this sounds weird, but I thought it was Mel Gibson.
It is not. Ben.
I know he's played the Kings several times, so Patrick Stewart.
Rogue.
Okay, I have my main answer, and then I have a backup. The main one I want to give is Brian Blessed, because for some reason I have an image of that in my head.
I did get an image of that as well, to be fair.
Guessing that's wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong with that. Yes.
The other one is, I forget his name. First name starts with a J, but he's the guy, the actor who plays Dr. Yana in Doctor Who.
Derek Jacobi, and
Yes.
also no.
He's done a lot of Shakespeare, though.
The correct answer is Kenneth Branagh.
Oh gosh. Jennifer and I were just talking about him today. She didn't realize he directed so many things.
Yeah,
and,
he's directed a lot.
Yeah, but she also didn't realize he was the dude from Wild Wild West. And
not his finest of moments.
No, but then when she saw him in
Wild West.
Jim West, Desperado.
him in the Murder on the Orient Express as Poirot, she was like, not the same dude. The face has changed. He's had plastic surgery. No, he's just got older, honey.
I mean, the beard and giant mustache does change him a lot.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah.
Ben,
also, like...
How did you do?
I got 3 points.
Oh, I think I can do the maths on this one. There we go. Only fools and answers.
Only fools this round.
Medusa.
3.
My goodness, we are fighting for it, Rogue, aren't we?
So,
I'll say there should be 0 points on me this round.
Medusa is catching up, but the Quest Bunny has taken the lead back again. As we head into Norse mythology.
Girl boy powers activate! Wait, no, that won't be helpful with Norse mythology. Loki powers activate? Is Loki the equivalent of Del Boy? Or is it like Heimdall?
Heimdall, give me sight.
Question 1. Bragi was the Norse god of what? Bragi. Bragi is the Norse god of what?
Oh, God. Let's see.
I've told you not to put your answers in the chat, Law.
Ah, yes, that famous Norse snack. The peanut. Fun fact, Viking longships were in fact made with iron nails and glued together with peanut butter. Real facts brought to you by me. And I would never lie to you.
I remember the last time you said that. It was you, but nonetheless.
I sort of appreciate that you cut out on that.
Yeah, you cut out all night.
Same, I've got so many questions.
It's a shame that my every now and again.
Question 2. Which handsome god was killed by a twig of mistletoe in Norse mythology?
I love the fact that I immediately write that one down mid-question.
Well, I think the end of the question I really didn't need to put in the in Norse mythology segment because it's a Norse mythology round, but I apparently left that in from wherever I pilfered this question from. Question.
I know. I'll have to save that fun fact after we answer all these
3.
questions.
Question 3. Ask and Embla are the Norse equivalent to the Christian what? If you need me to spell out those names, do let me know.
Sure, go for it.
Santa.
Ask.
Yes, with their powers combined, they become.
I believe Santa was the handsome god killed by a twig of mistletoe.
Oh, sorry. This is me getting too distracted and reading in at times.
It's rather insensitive that we hang it up around the time he's meant to visit.
It's a warning to let him know we're on to him.
Leave the presents.
It's called flirting, Rogue, apparently. Ask, A-S-K, and Embla, E-M-B-L-A.
So wait, is that why you got me the costume, milady? Oh, never mind. Hold on, we'll take that away.
Wait, who was flirting? With who?
I believe the mistletoe is.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I got very confused then, and I thought like I'd missed drama. Just like phased out of reality, missed like 3 questions, and just whole new conversation had happened.
Yeah. Mistletoe for Santa. He doesn't follow rose petal.
Law, I have so many questions. Did you in fact write Santa Baby?
God, mistletoe is
Sorry, this has gone completely off the rails. What the hell was question 3?
Ask and Embla are the Norse equivalent to the Christian what? Or whom?
Do love their story as well when it comes down to such a nice way. Kind of makes sense for me. To the hint that people get me.
Question 4. Freya, the goddess of fertility, erotic poetry, and shamanic magic, has a chariot pulled by which animal? Freya, the goddess of fertility, erotic poetry, and shamanic magic, has a chariot pulled by which animal? Law's chariot is a diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. Can't get out of that contract. Please, I just want to go home to my family. We signed a deal.
Oh, thank you for that. I now have the lyrics to Jerusalem stuck in my head. Ooh,
Wait,
Ben.
how did you get to that?
Because bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my chariot of fire.
Right, you were about to ask the question there. Is that ooh, Ben? Or was that just a general statement by my starling beauty that is captain to
Milady Law, that one was sexual words.
Oh, God.
It did not like the erotic. I'm slightly concerned with the words that we're now adding to the permitted terms list. I may have to go back and trim some of them, but
I like the idea that we're sort of slowly but surely going to have final boss fight after dark.
We're definitely heading that way, aren't we?
It's not as if we weren't really there already. Let's face it, we've let out a few ourselves.
I mean, we have to. I think we've kept it like mostly innuendo-y.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely sworn at least twice.
I was careful
now...
when I realised I was going to say a certain word. I adjusted mid-mouth open.
We do now have to highlight on the streams if it's going to have excessive swearing, so please avoid excessive swearing.
We
Define
need a list of terms that, because, you know, bloody can be used in a variant of contexts. I'm tired, but what I'm trying to say is it a cuss word or is it?
Well, it's the same as the good finger.
Well, that's the thing. I think it comes down to context. Context is very, very, very important.
Yeah, but I've never seen bloody as a curse word. It's just one of the. To me, it's always been a frustration word.
Well, as I say, it comes down to context, and usually comes down to how a person takes it rather than how it's said. But then again, you can say any word, which is the really worrying side of things.
Yeah, exactly. How can I predict how somebody's going to respond to the way I think?
The most important thing is that we don't excessively say George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on TV, which are shit, piss, fuck.
Which are the same things that you can't say over the mic as an ATC or pilot.
I was going to say what it comes down to. Option. We're just watching Octonauts the other day, which come from. Hey, man, was excessive use.
I'm so sorry, man. You cut out so much then. That, like, somebody who's not paying attention would have just thought that you just went off into a screen and John had to mute you.
Oh, God. I don't know what's going on with that side of things.
Question 5. What is the name of the squirrel who lives in the world tree Yggdrasil? What is the name of the squirrel who lives in the world tree Yggdrasil? I don't care if you spell it wrong. You just have to be able to pronounce it later.
You have to mention it. You talk about it. It's okay.
I could do a spelling bee on Norse words.
If you end up doing that side of thing, there'll be a spelling bee for words which are not English. Any random not English words from mythologies. Ones which we might have come across. 1 or 2 which you absolutely would have. I mean, I would love for you just to. Okay. Spell Mississippi before they changed it. Baffle the life out of every.
You might know the full rhyme, Angel Mama, because it's like, isn't it like Mrs. M, Mrs. I, Mrs. SSI.
Mrs. No. MISSI.
Yeah, but it's like the whole like rhyming thing, which includes like Mrs. I.
No, you're thinking of a different word. That's Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. FFI, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. LTY. Difficulty.
No, from Matilda. Matilda, they spelled Mississippi with the same rhyme.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the one
I always just did MISSI, but for difficulty it was Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. FFI, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. LTY.
How does that work?
What?
Like, I was like, because it's not a mnemonic, not mnemonic.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm just failing at. Not strictly in the same way as like how you remember.
There's a difficulty in Matilda. I thought it was Mississippi.
It is in Matilda. They do learn to spell Mississippi. Mrs. M, Mrs. I, Mrs. SSI, Mrs. SSI, Mrs. PPI.
Look, Gergs, just to answer Gerg's question, some people are just very happy in the state of Mississippi. And some weird marriage laws. But also, hopefully, all of the ones in the song are very happy.
Mind you, the other side of things, you get along very nicely with Miss Trunch.
I've been on the Mississippi. Well, on a boat on the Mississippi. Not like floating myself on Mississippi.
Again, my brain just went straight into, what drug would you call the Mississippi? Just 1 minute, just...
Apparently it's difficulty in the film. So I'm guessing in the book, It's Mississippi.
It is difficulty.
I've just Googled it, and I've just found people talking about it, so I'm guessing in the book they do Mississippi, and in the film they do difficulty. Well, they do both in the film.
Huh.
Well, either way, this conversation is causing me great difficulty.
As is spelling Mississippi. That
That
does
is a
cause people
curiosity.
great difficulty. Question 6, however, might cause you some amount of difficulty as well. What is the ship Naglfar made from?
Oh, I think I know this one.
What is the ship Naglfar made from?
Do we get a bonus point if we can point out a modern reference to it? No?
No.
Fair enough.
But for free, you can do that. You don't get anything for it, but you can tell us it.
I will do. After the round.
After the round.
I don't want to give things away to Ben.
Oh, what was that damn thing?
Well, a dam is that thing that holds back water. Whereas a boat, it goes on the water. I can see why you'd be confused.
Yes, big difference.
Well, both of them have only one side that gets wet.
If they're both working.
True.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Ooh.
I don't know, so I'm just going to write something.
What is the name of the 8-legged horse ridden by Odin?
I'm trying not to come up with little jipes here for the sake that I don't know if these questions are going to come up later. There's only a few more to go, and just for the sake of
I know. I know too many things about this question. Oh God.
I'm just looking for a name. Just a name.
You might just want just a name, John, but you're asking people.
You're asking a collection of nerds and nerd adjacent people not to info dump?
What is the name of the spear used by Odin? See what I mean when I say this could just be a spelling bee?
Oh God, what's it called now?
Oh, I think that's the right one.
No, that's not the one. That's the one which he is Bengal. That no.
All I've got is the fantastic scene in season 2 of American Gods, where spoilers for American Gods season 2 if you've not watched it, however many years old it is, where Odin somehow manages to trick the leprechaun into getting killed by Shadow Moon using this spear.
I need to
Badass
watch more
piece of
of
choreography.
I need to watch more of American Gods.
Yeah, you and me both.
First 2 seasons really good.
I read the book.
Didn't get into the 3rd season.
It's a heavy book.
Mm.
It's a lot of book.
I'm gonna put a fantastic clip in the Discord.
I really do.
Have you watched the speech given by Spider God?
Anansi.
Yeah, Mr. Nancy's speech on the ship.
No, I don't think so.
Cool. I'm gonna put that in the Discord because it's amazing, and everyone deserves to have heard this once.
I got through like the first episode or so of American Gods, and then just got distracted with other things. I should go back and watch it, but that's like the same for so many things that are on like Netflix and YouTube and stuff, and I just fall back into watching the same things instead of watching the big list of things of stuff that is like, I should watch that. But anyway, question 9. How many mothers does Heimdall have?
Oh.
I love that mythology is the sort of thing where you can be like, how many mothers does he have? And the answer's not like, duh.
I nearly wrote that answer in the chat. Well, so fun fact: what modern sci-fi character this has been on the streaming actually does have multiple mothers and fathers biologically? That's a question for John because it's unfair to distract everybody else.
I don't know.
It's the main character from The Expanse. Oh. He has 8 parents.
That's a lot of parents. You're going to be busy on Mother's Day. And Father's Day. I mean, to be fair, so's Heimdall, but...
Yeah, but Heimdall can at least see it coming.
Yeah, I was going to make that joke. And then I didn't, so thank you for...
We are a hive mind, John. It's okay.
It's the way this works. Oh.
Anyway. Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I think I may have accidentally mixed up the spear with the name of Gandalf's sword. And I hate myself for it because I can't remember what the actual spear is.
My worst part when it comes down to that side of things is that I was literally watching the mythological guy going about some of the inaccuracies in 4 and the Marvel Avengers and all that stuff. Literally the whole side of things of, why didn't they get people to make an oath on the spear? That spear of da-da-da-da-da-da, anything done on that one is unbreakable. It's, oh no.
Why did that bit edit out of my brain?
Stuck on the other gift which was given to Odin, which is that wonderful bangle. Oh, never mind.
I love it. I was going to probably manage to throw this in somewhere, but I love that in the first edition of Scion, they had a book. Scion is a role-playing game where you play the children of the gods, and one of the pantheons you can be the child of is the Aesir, the Norse. And it sort of I love the original books because they talked about so much of like what the ancient gods did these days, and like how Thor was now, you know, he was that lovable brute that wanders from place to place. He shows up a lot as like roadies for bands, like he's a tall, lovable brute that is very gentle, but looks like you would not want to pick a fight with him, and you wouldn't want to pick a fight with him, and all these other things, like one of the Japanese gods, it talks about he loves arcade cabinets because he was the god of lightning, and he loves seeing how people have now taken his lightning and are channeling it through video games.
So cool.
But basically, they did a Norse book that focused on adding things from the Norse mythology, and one sidebar in it talked about the Marvel comics and how the Norse gods felt about a certain comic book character. And basically Odin had forbid them from going down and basically changing the comic book at all, despite all of the other gods being like, but they're giving all of my stories to Thor. And Thor, this was Scion Ragnarok. It was a White Wolf role-playing game. And this is just flavor for the world. And it said, like, most of, like, Thor himself didn't give a shit about the comics. But the god that loved them the most was Sif, because they were so nice about her husband.
Oh, that's adorable.
And yeah.
I would have thought that Thor would have loved the book just as saying, "Theo, I am such a great and noble hero."
It was mostly just he didn't care.
I was going to say, so it's one of the things that's been interesting with some like the discourse, and I'm going to avoid turning this into discourse because this is the wrong time and moment for that. But I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about like how there is some discourse around the use of like jinn from like the Middle East in Miss Marvel. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I can get where they're coming from because they don't want to be seen as appropriating stuff. But it's just like, actually, hang on, like, that's exactly what happened with Thor. Like, the entire, like, Norse pantheon in the comics is a complete bastardization of at least what's even in the Eddas.
Yeah.
And again, the Eddas are probably a bastardization of what the real thing is, because there are significant parts, including answers from this quiz round, that are largely suggested to be inserts from the guy who compiled the Eddas.
But as it was a largely spoken oral tradition before this point, the only reference point we really have is the Eddas, and if you put your self-insert fanfic of Norse myth as the only example of it, that's all we can take as this was clearly it. But anyway, question 10. What does Idun need to help the gods stay young and vital? What does Idun need to help the gods stay young and vital? Also, at one point when we played a long campaign of Scion First Edition, I played as the child of Heimdall, who became the god of technology. Because I had taken I had taken pantheon powers in the tech realms, which meant that my perception was incredibly high because thanks, Dad. And basically I had a technology-based super, godly power that meant anything that had a computer that I could see, I could hack, and I could see a lot.
Ooh.
And so basically my character became, when we got to the point of elevating or ascending to godhood, I became the god of technology.
Mm-hmm.
I do love those characters in American Gods, just to cycle back to that, because like Technology Boy is great. I love him. He's such an asshole, but I love him. But I think media and new media are such good characters. And just such amazing portrayals.
So, as people write down their answers and check their answers for this round, I'm just going to quickly... One of the brilliant things with Scion that they've kept in Scion 2nd Edition is a mechanic that is designed to stop you from just being able to call the gods down and being able to use your full powers on Earth as you level up, which is called fate binding, which is if you start acting a certain way, you start getting bound into a certain role. And that's how the story sees you, so that's how the story expects you to be. Which is sort of like, in Norse mythology, Loki doesn't start off as the evil guy, but everyone's expecting him to be the evil guy, and so by the end of it, he's forced into that role.
I mean, evil's a very strong way of describing Loki in Norse mythology.
But you see what I mean? Like, he starts off as being the guy that occasionally pulls a prank to being the guy that ends the world.
One of my favourite stories... Sorry, were you going to say, Ben?
I was going to say, technically, he doesn't end the world. He is just one of the signs of that apocalypse that he will actually come by to lay waste with his daughter. He will be loose for the sake of Ragnarok. He isn't the one who causes it.
He has a lot of hands in that pie. But
he has a lot of hands in the pie.
He starts off as being a guy that you might like to have around because he plays pranks, and ends up being a guy that is tied to a rock with his son's guts under a snake dripping venom on his face. Which is like, yeah, you've kind of gone off the rails here. But
I'd also say it's as much Odin's fault as anyone else's.
Oh god, yeah.
We had a character in our game who started to be like the heroic character of the group and went out and saved people. And one of the other characters took a disliking to this person for his just going out and being heroic. And used his power, and he had a power entitled The God's Honest Truth, which is if he told you something and succeeded in a opposed role, you could not be dissuaded from what he told you. Even if you were presented with evidence, you'd have to be presented with incontrovertible evidence to the contrary that couldn't be faked, that couldn't be anything but evidence to this thing. And he basically went up to this character who was the heroic character and went, "You are Batman." And suddenly we had the Dark Knight on our team.
So I love that you mentioned that, because I saw a TikTok, I think it was yesterday, and it was just a clip from like the one with, not the one with Dara O'Brien, but not Mock the Week, the one that does the other one with the red background.
Have I Got News for You?
Yes, with Ian Heslop. And you've got this guy who comes from the States, and he comes over and he's just like, but when I lived in America, I didn't really pay attention all that much to politics, but now that I've come over here, I have. And he's just like, and now that I understand politics, I hate Batman. I just can't get on board with it. Because, like, let's take a look at who Batman is. Batman is an incredibly rich guy with a massive corporation, like, huge fortune. And what does he do with his power? Does he take on corporate greed? No. Does he, like, does he go around trying to change laws to make the world more just? No. He uses all that money and all that technology to beat up street level crime. He is a conservative wet dream, like an American conservative wet dream, and it has ruined Batman for me. Because now all I can see is, like, Ron DeSantis or fucking Margaret Thatcher dressed in a Batman costume.
Well, let's get some answers for this round, and we'll leave you with that horrifying new vision of Batman.
It'll get into your brain, John. It'll sink in.
Ben, what is Bragi the Norse god of?
I wasn't sure, so I ended up placing down insight.
Rogue.
I went with rivers.
Angel Mother.
Wisdom?
Bragi was the Norse god of poetry.
Oh god, yeah, because like the Norse had like rap battles and shit. I forgot about that.
Flighting.
The other side of things, his blood ended up being used to make the first mead.
Yes.
Cool.
Rogue. Who was killed by a twig of mistletoe?
Balder.
Correct. Angel Mother. Ask and
Yeah.
Embla are the Norse equivalent to the Christian what?
Adam and Eve.
Correct. They were the first humans.
Apart from Ash and Elm.
Yep.
Ooh, I thought that they were the two humans after Ragnarok.
Oh, no.
Different humans, apparently.
Pretty much.
That is Lif and Lifrausa.
Don't remember who they were, just remember they began with the L.
Yeah.
Lots of...
Ben. Freya, the goddess of etc., etc., has a chariot pulled by which animals?
Animals. I thought you said animal.
Animal. She has more than one of them.
Oh, fair enough. Oh god, I might mix it up with someone else anyway. Or it was a golden boar which was created for...
Sorry, you've cut out. Golden boar?
I said golden boar.
Rogue.
Goats?
No.
No, Thor's was goats.
Yeah.
I don't know this lady.
Couldn't remember if they shared the chariot or he won it at some point or anything like that.
Freya's chariot is pulled by cats.
Ah.
Oh, well, of course, because she's goddess of the home.
Rogue. What is the name of the squirrel that lives in the world tree?
Ratatoska?
Correct.
Damn, I said Cedric.
Angel
Hey,
Mother.
Sid, chuck down an acorn, will ya?
Angel
Yes,
Mother,
darling.
what is the ship Naglfar made from?
The bones of thine enemies.
Ben.
I wasn't sure. I know it's folds out from a handkerchief, but so I ended up just placing down silk. I had no...
Rogue.
My understanding is it's made from, like, fingernails?
I will give you a point for that. It is the finger and toenails of the dead.
Oh, it's pretty darn close, saying the bones. But when Ben mentioned handkerchief, I thought, and I was like, hang on, is he talking boogers?
I don't think there is a ancient mythological boat made from bogies, no.
Well, you know, there was a whole series of books about the bogies.
I'm going to say, if you think this, just for the chat, if you think this ship is a bit gross, don't look up the Red Eagle. Just don't. Do not.
Toenails. That's kind of gross.
Well, no, but this is the one that I had the reference to. John, do you know what modern property this is referenced in?
Well, I mean, I know that it's currently being used in the Loki comic book.
Okay, fair enough. I was talking about The Witcher.
Ah.
Because it's it's the ship that... It's what the... what are the Viking analogues in The Witcher called? Starts with an S.
I'm not going to be able to help you there.
Well, the ones that are Scottish and Viking all at the same time. That's what in their mythos. That's what they use. This more or less the same name to describe the ship of the Wild Hunt.
Ah.
What, bogey boat?
No.
Rogue.
I think mine's better.
Skellige. That's where the where they're from. They're skeletons.
What is the name of the 8-legged horse ridden by Odin?
It's Sleipnir.
Correct.
Child
I
of
just
Loki.
put down a lot of visits to the blacksmiths. 8 legs is a bloody lot of hoofs.
Wait, let's get this right. It's Sleipnir, child of Loki, also referenced in Lord of the Rings, and whilst it is not Shadowfax, it is an ancestor of Shadowfax.
Well,
Because-
Shadowfax didn't have 8 legs.
As I said, descends from Sleipnir would have to fuck another horse. Apologies, I didn't need the swear word in there.
No, he didn't.
Also, Loki is the mum of Sleipnir, if that becomes important in any way, shape, or form. Angel Mama, what is the name of the spear used by Odin?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Ben.
I really wasn't sure. I'd place down Drofnir.
Rogue.
I mean, I don't think my answer's right because I went with Cloudring.
The correct answer is Gungnir, which is also called the Rocking. It's the spear used by Odin, and it will always hit its target no matter how skillful you are at throwing a spear.
So you could throw it really badly and it'd still hit its target, basically.
Yep.
I need one of them.
Ben.
Ben. Is he awake? He sounded sleepy last time.
Ben.
Thanks.
How many mothers
That's
does
nice.
Heimdall have?
3.
Rogue.
Sorry, I was answering a question in chat. What?
How many mothers does Heimdall have?
3?
Angel Mama.
7.
It's 9.
Oh. That was my initial guess.
He has 9 mums, and his dad is Odin. He was handsome and had skin that was gleaming white and shining, and teeth made of solid gold.
All right.
I mean, that's lovely to know, but how does he have 9 mothers? There's some logistical questions.
Don't
to
question
answer
it.
there.
He was also the perfect god to stand on watch because he needed less sleep than a bird, but could see for 100 leagues equally well by day or night, and he could hear every sound, even the sound of the grass growing on the earth.
Oh, that would be annoying.
Yeah,
the
going
sheep.
to sleep would be a pain in the ass.
Or the wool growing on sheep.
Have you heard about that room in London? The quietest room in the world, I think it is. And nobody's spent more than 20 minutes, I think it is, in there. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of that sort of scenario. It'd be like, all those noises would drive you freaking nuts. Of course, it also gets me thinking of Douglas Adams, and when I think it was
Zaphod Beetlebrocks.
protagonist. No, when the protagonist learned to speak bird, and he realized how boring they were. But then he didn't. But it drove him nuts because it suddenly dawned on him how many birds were talking at the same time, all the time.
I thought you were going to go with the room that you go into where you find out how small you are in the universe and how insignificant you are. That's
my bedroom, darling.
Restaurant at the end of the universe, I think it is the second of the books. And Zaphod Beetlebrocks goes inside, and everybody's expecting it to break his mind, because it breaks everybody's mind to learn how small and insignificant you are, and he comes out exactly the same because he knows how big and important he is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fun fact with that is, it is then later explained in the book, that he didn't go in the real one. He was in a false universe, which was created for him. And so the chair basically said, yeah, you're like the reason the universe exists. Which is
Rogue,
kind of dope. Oh no.
what does Idun need to help keep the gods young and vital?
Blood?
Angel Mama.
I said unicorn blood.
Ben.
I like it.
Golden apples.
You are correct. She has the golden apples of youth.
Oh, I thought that was Greek.
Oh no, they have there as well.
Yeah, it's not her, but other people get around with golden apples. Golden apples are busy.
Who picked this category?
Me.
Why?
Because somebody said about Norse mythology after we did the Egyptian one. I think it was Rogue.
And why did Rogue suck at it?
I didn't suck. I've got decent points this round.
Okay, and let's get some numbers to go with that. Quest Bunny.
I got 5 points.
Very nice.
Oh, I think he's just pipped me that.
Only Fools and Answers.
5 points.
That would... Yes. And Medusa.
1.
So, Ben, you are our winner.
Woo! Congratulations!
Only Fools and Answers comes in second, to which we say, yay. And Medusa, what would you like August's themed round to be about?
It's difficult to put in words, so I'm trying to think of a way of phrasing it so you can come up with questions. Is that okay?
I appreciate that.
You are more than welcome, sir.
I'm slightly terrified. Is it the concept of ennui?
No, it is the because it could go quite detailed. I'm going to keep it very basic. So it's going to be a series of questions on the primary steps of an ordered autopsy.
Oh, bloomin' heck.
Oh. We'll see how we do with that. I'll see how much, if I can get to 10 questions on that one.
Wow.
I think you should, because I mean, if it's just a basic autopsy, there's some specific things that every coroner has to go through.
Well, tune in in August for that.
I've been dying to do this.
As have some people who have been dying from the autopsies we keep giving them unnecessarily. Step 1, make sure person already dead.
I was gonna say,
Yes, pretty
I'm pretty
much.
sure if they're not dead, it's a vivisection.
If they bleed when you cut into them, it's too early. Send them back.
So
I would like a refund on this cadaver. It's too warm.
the quiz night in August will be the 19th of August.
That's sort of... Oh, shyster. Hang on.
That may be just after some people's birthdays.
Well, I'm just thinking... Yeah, no, it's... No, we should be good because it's summer holidays. So I was just thinking if my family and I get together, it'll be complicated because my mum gets her new hip at the beginning of next month. And so she'll still be in recovery. But if we're in the summer halls...
Shouldn't be too much of a
Yeah,
problem.
I think we can work it. I'm going to put it on the calendar and we'll have a background discussion if anything major. I don't miss it. I finally got to choose it.
Okay. On that note, we are going to round out the stream. Thank you guys in the stream for taking part tonight. Thank you guys in the chat for watching. If you in the chat are watching and haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live, and a completely free way that you can support us on the channel. We do appreciate it very much. We also have a YouTube channel that you can go to watch all of our past videos. We have a Discord you can join to tune in and discuss with us the games that we are playing, or the things that we are doing, or Ben and Rogue becoming the Muppets.
Let's say
there's gotta be like a video filter that Muppetizes people.
If there isn't already, I mean, somebody just needs to make Muppets, really. We also have a website, www.finalbossfight.co.uk, where you can go and find a lot of written content, a lot of videos, links to the Discord and the YouTube that I just mentioned, as well as our ever-expanding FBF podcast network that, as of Monday, will feature a brand new podcast as Spelljammer Academy is coming to our podcast network. So tune in for new podcasts. Now we are putting out podcasts on every other Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and some Fridays, as well as some Saturdays. We've got a lot of D&D podcasts available because we play D&D a lot. And on that note, let's go over to the credit screen, because I'm going to tell you about the streams we have coming up. Here they are. Tomorrow night, we are going to be playing Dungeon of the Mad Mage as the group try to work out what to do next in Skullport. On Monday, Angel is going to be yelling at monsters in Genshin, while on the FBF channel, the Light of Zarixis campaign will continue with Episode 4, A Friend Indeed. On Tuesday, I'll probably be doing some Marvel Midnight Suns, but I just need to check that nobody else wants to stream on Tuesday night. On Wednesday, Angel is going to be failing at Star Rail, while Ben, are you going to be taken to the sky? Or are you playing something else?
I'll probably be playing something else. I'll be taking a look and getting something else. Most likely trying to be getting over it.
Fair enough. Good luck with that.
I appreciate it.
That game is frustrating. On Thursday, Angel loves Yakuza 0, and then... Oh, I thought Friday was his stream, but it's apparently not.
That's a 1 day off.
I think Jeff's moved that one. And then on Saturday, Angel is going to be struggling to play Trails in the Sky. I can read English words.
You read good.
Words are small. Tune in for those streams and many more coming up in the not too distant future. But for now, we are not just going to end the stream like I did the other night. We are going to do a raid. And we are going to raid into... Oh. Got anybody live that we can raid into? Because the only two people I have live really don't need it. So if anybody's got anybody that they have online right now that they want to support and throw a raid at, let me know.
I don't know my actual lists at the moment.
If people want tropical fish, there's Ram's Reef.
Rams.
It is just entirely tropical fish in a fish tank.
And people like tropical fish. So let's go and raid the fish tank.
Ram's Reef.
Go and give Ram's Reef some love. They are currently streaming animals, aquariums, and zoos, which makes sense. We'll see you guys again real soon. For now, so long. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hmm.